Hey. It has been a while. How is everyone doing? I hope you're all doing well. I'm glad a few people are here. They showed up. Thank you. Wasn't quite sure what to expect. Hey, May. Let's see who's in chat. We've got Cliff. What's up, Cliff? Vlad, Timberry, but then I guess maybe he's not here. Who knows? Lady Dragon's Blood, welcome. Glad to see you back. Andrew, oh, I'm gonna butcher this. Nidell, maybe Nidell. Who else? Let's see. I think that's it so far. And I said May already. Internet God, what's cracking? Cat Girl, Bama Green Eyes. Hey, Bama, good to see you. Hey, Cat Girl, how are you?
That's try hanging there.
Oh, that's
It's so good to so good being on your panel again.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. Hey, Guy, Power Wagon, what up, man? Been a while. Good to see you, buddy. So yeah, Cat Girl. Now, I, last night I went on I don't know if you ever do this. Just like you go on a Wikipedia page, and you just like start clicking everything that's all the little things you can click, and you go on this just rabbit down this rabbit hole of just Wikipedia pages. You ever do that?
I tend to not try Wikipedia though because it's very easy to take things in article. I mean, that was one of the first things I learned in school about research is that Wikipedia not a trusted source of information.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it can be, but I don't know. I just went down this rabbit hole, and it started out. How did it start out? I was watching something that had something to do with QAnon, and I decided, I'm a wiki QAnon, so I did. Then that led to 8chan. No, then that led to 4chan. Then that led to 8chan. Then I went on 8chan to check out what they had on QAnon. It was just, oh man, it was just.
Oh man.
Then it went on to this actor guy that was talking about all the crap that was going on. Then he ended up jumping off a bridge. I don't know. I went down this really weird rabbit hole. I had to stop myself. I'm like, this is not healthy.
Rabbit hole. You went down an iceberg.
It was pretty bad. It really was. Hey, Richard. And all right, so anybody that does want to come on up, the link is pinned up to the top. We'll give it a few more minutes before we really get started. So, what have I been missing, Cat Girl? What have I missed?
The drama though with who is getting word. SC passed away recently with where they really miss him. Yeah, that big of what been going on. Everyone mad turns to because he said some deplorable stuff about SC and Nicole after he died. So it's that kind of big crap though. Stuff.
Yeah. All right. So my question is, how are you guys like feeling about the Reddit stories I've been doing? You guys like those? Yes, no? Should I keep doing them? Should I not? I mean, I enjoy them. I think they're kind of funny. Nice little break, change of pace. All you gotta do is click the link. Oh, go to the YouTube. Go to the YouTube. You're on StreamYard? No, you're not. Hold on. No, Cat Girl got here. Yeah. Go to the top of the YouTube page. There should be like a thing up top. If you click that link, you should be in the back, but you're not in the back right now, so I don't know what's going on. But if you're trying to get on through StreamYard, you're going to need to click the link on the YouTube page. Hey, look, Nightbot's working. Hey, Nightbot. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with here we go. What's going on, Andrew?
Hello, Andrew.
Oh, I am here.
Yeah.
You're here in the front.
Hey,
I can't say anything for with the guy and Kenny they're playing.
All right, so we're gonna start with today. Right now we're gonna take a look at a video by Moorish Knowledge TV. I'm sure you know who he is if you're familiar with my channel. Um, it's a rant by him, and I thought it was interesting. So let's go ahead and get into it. If I remember how to do this right. All right, there we go. Okay. Let's do this.
I think
Anyway,
more I don't know if you heard Hurricane, but the vulnerable got kicked out of his mom's house.
Oh, that's funny.
Good morning, my
Damn.
YouTube viewers. Today is a special week. And the reason why today is a special week is because my intel is telling me
Real quickly, his intel. What do you think his intel involves? What do you think?
Probably that floor they call Barkey or whatever his name is.
I don't think he knows him.
Okay.
I really don't. What do you guys think in the chat? Who do you think his intel is? Who's giving him all this intel? I wonder. Oh, is it Tim? Tim, you're his intel, aren't you? You bastard! God damn it, Tim.
that the forces that be
Oh,
are plotting against me.
oh.
The forces that be in this case would be the Seattle Police Department, King County, and possibly the FBI. So this week,
Wow, what has he been doing that the FBI is getting involved? Woo, man. What's our friend? What's he been doing? What
Who knows what down?
up to? Oh my goodness.
I'm going to start to commence airstrikes even harder. And the way that we're going to do that is by simply exposing what they don't want you guys to know. So what you guys are looking at right now is The Guardian. It's an article from The Guardian. It says, "It's so dangerous to be a Black American. I've sought asylum in Canada." And it has Kyle Liddell Canty as the author. And guess who Kyle Liddell Canty is? That's me, of course. So this is the
Now, who the hell is gonna name their kid Lydell? I mean, it's such an odd middle name, you know? Lydell.
You know he got bullied for that name.
Right? Seriously, Lydell. Well, let's see. Let's bring our inner horrible children out. What could you rhyme with Lydell? Lydell, Bidell, Fidel. No. Midell? Midel. Midell? I don't know. I'm horrible at rhyming. So.
my last name.
Also, maybe it's a last name. Who knows?
article that I wrote for The Guardian when I was seeking asylum in Canada. Now, this is going to be some serious legal lessons for you guys. Some serious.
Don't forget, he is the legal guy. So make sure you have a pen and paper out. Jot down all this great legal advice. You thought Artie gives good legal advice. This guy blows Artie out of the water.
You get all run for money.
Serious United Nations laws. So pay attention. And this is going to be the direct segue into how the Seattle.
Yes, a few years ago, he wrote an article when he actually was trying to get asylum in Canada because it was too hard to be a Black man in America. There was a news article on it, and yeah, Canada, of course, denied him.
Yeah. He's not able with criminal record.
Yeah.
They don't play around.
No.
Seattle Police Department framed me not once, but twice. I'm going to go into full detail with documentation to prove everything I say. And you guys can fact check because this article right here, you can find it on Google. Just Google it. So
you can actually.
It says,
I think I'm going to.
Has always been a terrible country to live in. I have no intentions on going back. This article was written in the year 2013. 2015. This was before Trump was even thought about. This is before all the stuff that you see on the news right now. They didn't.
Well, the fact that it was
Wait,
written
hold.
back in when it was kind of gives you an indication that all the crap that's going on today probably wasn't going on back then. I mean, just
Yeah, hold on. This was rendered back in 2015. Why only now make a rant about it?
I don't know. We're about to find out. Or either that, or we're just letting people know about his story. Who knows?
think that I was going to expose them. They're amateurs. I do this for real. So, of course, that's me on the picture. I own all the rights to my pictures, to my article. I own the rights. This is my work. I'm telling my story. So, as
Fair
you guys
use.
can read right here, it says Black people or people of African descent living in the United States should consider seeking asylum in other countries. That is a true statement. Notice how I say Black people or people of African descent. Clearly, I know that we are not called African Americans. This is why I structured this sentence this way. So it also says, throughout my life, police departments have harassed me and made me fear for my life. Now, there's several other Black people that feel the same exact way that I do.
Okay? Yeah, Tim.
So I'm just showing you guys that I've been on my job fighting for rights of colored people for a very long time.
Is that an appropriate way to call them? I don't think it is.
Oh my goodness! Now, speaking as a ethnic person, he is not fighting for my rights at all whatsoever. So I just want to make that completely and utterly clear.
And I'm going to further explain to you what happens when you try to stand up for your own people. I'm going to further expose, the lengths that police departments will go through and counties will go through to try to silence you. But
all right, so they're trying to silence him, right? But yet they allowed this article to be printed, right? I'm not quite sure how that is silencing him. He has a YouTube channel.
Something right here.
He has something like 20, 30,000 subs. He's able to do his little rants and all that. But somehow they are, they're trying to silence him. That makes perfect sense, right?
That's where the people are calling go dog.
What's up, Tim?
Hey, Kenny.
How's it going?
So you guys. Oh, hi guys.
Hello, Tim.
Hey.
Do I need to get an avatar?
No. No. Unless you want one.
No, I don't care if people know what I look like.
Yeah, the only reason why I don't show my face, and obviously I'm using my real name, so it's like, why don't I use my face? Well, because I feel like I have a face for radio.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Where's the super chat? There's no super chat. I don't see one.
Who said that?
May.
Oh, Penny,
I remember hers. Yeah, hers was at the beginning, or his was at the beginning.
I think.
I didn't get one. Hold on. Let me go to the YouTube page channel. I'm on StreamYard because I don't see a super chat. Let's see. Hold on.
They forget to.
I thought you responded to her. Is it a her or a him?
I don't know who it was. Let me see. I didn't see one. If I missed it, I didn't see it, so I don't know. Hold on, let me see.
May.
What?
Out.
What'd she say?
Andrew, no auditor, but he might near input him his own panel. And that's the truth.
Oh my god! Now Taze, Jesus.
Usually it tells me.
Yeah, it's
Oh
really
yeah,
loud.
May is basically asking Kenny, didn't you used to have super chat?
Yeah.
I don't have it.
So you don't have it anymore, maybe?
No, I do. It's right there. I see it on
Oh.
mine.
Oh.
You don't see it, May? I see it. It's on when I go on the YouTube. It's right there. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand YouTube stuff.
I see dead people. No. Kidding.
That's right there. I don't know why you don't see it. I do have a super chat, but it's there. I don't understand. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Okay.
They forgot about one thing. And the one thing that they forgot about is the internet. The internet has become a very, very, very powerful tool. And they're scared of the internet. They're scared of information. We are living in an information war. I have to credit Alex Jones for that.
Dang it.
Alex Jones is not 100% right, but he's not 100% wrong either. So we're going to flip the page because there is a second page. This is my own writings.
Okay?
Bammo.
Hey.
You guys can actually view this on the internet. And this is what they don't want you to know. So
you can view it on the internet?
Pay attention, kids.
Yeah,
he's about to tell you that he's about to tell you things that they do not want you to know. Those free right there on the internet. So he's going to show you what you can go and see for yourself that is being suppressed from you.
But Kenny, you know what? You know how like on all the auditor videos for auditor videos, they always show like whoever's in charge saying, well, you can see the documents online and everything like that, but they want the real paperwork. So this guy is actually using the stuff he got from online. I wonder if he's going to like shoot it down just because it's like from the internet.
No, he's the one that wrote this article.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And yeah, it is real. It is real, Patty. He's the one that wrote this article. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am showing you guys this so you guys can do your fact checks, and I'm going to be coming with official documents from the IRB.
Hey, Pierre.
It's basically Canada's Immigration Board. Yes, folks, I possess the legal knowledge to represent myself way in another country. I'm going to prove to you guys once and for all that people can actually do the legal work that they say you can't do. They will lie to you and tell you only lawyers can do that. Only lawyers can do this. They don't want to be beaten by someone that possesses more knowledge than them.
Who's echoing?
This is like John Updike material.
Someone is echoing.
I know their games better than they know their own games.
Oh.
And this is what they don't want you guys to know.
Claim to me.
So I'm actually going to...
So in that sense, Artie would like to know this. You don't actually have to be a lawyer to be a lawyer, apparently. That's what he's saying. Which is why he is a legal guy, right? Makes sense.
Well, I think they call the process pro se when you...
yeah, they did.
Seriously.
They did.
Pro space SE when you represent yourself. But, when you go to like Superior Court or some, higher court or whatever, you should use a lawyer.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And Patty, he is a auditor who tried to seek asylum in Canada and was denied.
Oh my God! It reminds me. I don't know if you guys remember the movie Slapshot.
And
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
Oh, Kenny, you remember it? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
And you remember when Ogie Oglethorpe came back at the end and the announcer's like, "Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, Ogie Oglethorpe, who, how did they put it? Filed for asylum, in Canada, and they subsequently rejected him, or basically, I messed it up."
Yep, Canada.
You
has
ruined the
standards.
joke.
All right, here we go.
I butchered that.
That's okay.
I screwed
Be
the pooch
showing
on
you
that
guys
one.
the official documentation from the Canadian immigration judge. I have official documents that they don't want you to see. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this is the segue to something bigger.
Oh.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
going
what
to
she said.
fully expose the Seattle Police Department, King County, and the FBI.
Oh.
I have names, addresses, medical records. This is what they don't want to get out. But they can't stop it. They're too busy flagging the other videos down. And the purpose for those other videos is to show the world how Caucasians lie on Black people.
I'm not one of the Caucasian people do that, sir. So.
Now, you have to understand that this is this guy's MO. If you don't know who he is, Morris Knowledge TV, he goes around, shoots his videos. Anytime a cop is, doesn't agree with what he says, they're oppressing it. They're doing this, they're doing that. They're colluding with King County Sheriff. I mean, it just goes on and on and on with
like my sentences.
Yes, like your sentences go on and on and on.
My English teacher would hate me right now.
The game with like 2 minutes on, he'll go, Timmy.
Instead of the Energizer Bunny, it's a Timmergizer Bunny.
Oh,
And how
that's
Black
flattering.
people
Thank you.
are actually treated in this country. This would be treated in this country at libraries, walking down the streets.
What's a library?
At colleges, in banks.
It's one of those buildings that has books you can go and get for free instead of going and buying them.
Oh, he meant to say library.
Okay, grammar police.
We're treated very poorly just because of the color of our skin. They even are training the foreigners that come to America to treat Black people poorly also. This I can back up. So, this is.
I love how he says he can back all this stuff up, but yet he fails to.
Yeah.
I mean,
and this was in The Guardian?
Yeah, you can look it up.
I have it up right now.
Yeah, just put in just Google Kyle Canty. Google Kyle Canty and you will find it.
It's going to be the first of many videos.
Am I allowed to laugh while I'm reading it?
That I am going to be releasing. And the reason why I'm releasing these so rapidly is because my intel tells me that the forces that be, once again, are trying to make a move.
Yeah. We know it was you, Tim.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be signing off. Be sure to Google search this article that I wrote that I own. Oh, by the way, I own my own business also, as you guys may have heard.
Oh,
so I'm not depending on anyone to actually give me money.
Then why are you homeless?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, well, that's why he's homeless, because he doesn't ask anybody for money.
How's he going to run his business from Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, you brought Ben and don't even go home to 11.
Lord, this guy.
If people give me money, that's okay. If they don't, they don't. If they do, they do. I'm doing this for you guys, though.
I know.
I'm exposing the corruption.
Thank you.
So you guys, A, know what to look out for, and B, maybe if
Or an
you
idiot
know
like you?
what's going on, maybe you guys can prevent it from happening.
Oh,
You actually are going to get taught all the tactics used by the prosecutor, by your public pretender. But once again, you don't have to
thought
worry
I
about
was
a
the
public
public
pretender
pretender.
if you just fire them like I did the first time.
oh,
I
fire him.
fired the public pretender, started representing myself, went head to head against the police department, that Seattle Police Department, and the King County prosecutor, and I won. And the reason why I won is,
And yet he doesn't live in Seattle anymore. Just let that sink in. He won, but he left Seattle. Now, if you're in a fight with someone and you say you won, and the other guy say you won, and you're the one that moves away, what are people going to think?
Well, he was smart enough to stay alive, maybe.
it's because they got caught up in federal Brady violations. And this is the paperwork that I'm going to be showing you. This is the paperwork that they don't want you to see. So just follow along, viewers. I'm going to make this week very special for you guys.
Ooh.
And I'm signing off now.
Oh,
you guys
wow.
have a great day.
All right, so we'll definitely keep track of this and get all the juicy details involving this. What do you guys think?
I love special things.
I just read the article.
Dailies and breakdowns, radiant.
What did you think of the article?
Well, let's see here. Now,
Hey, Chuck.
Black Americans are killed in large numbers by the police, regularly denied the same education and access to housing as a white American. But he starts off, he says, we were brought to America as slaves. I don't think that guy's old enough to be a slave.
No.
But he's saying we. And he's pointing all this stuff out. Now, this is like you said, this is all from 2015. He actually had his first hearing in October of 2015, 23 October of 15. But he didn't get a decision. I guess he's still waiting on a decision as he wrote this. But as I wait, I am living in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, he said he didn't get no money.
Oh.
I am living in Vancouver, British Columbia, and receiving Canada social assistance, but he don't get no money from anybody.
Wait, hold on. Did he surely believe that Hal Orange said betrayed them or tyrant or something? Ugh.
So what do you think, Cat Girl?
I think he had out every breath of the darn tree.
I agree. What about you, Tim?
Well, again, this is partially my fault. You know, he's very susceptible to things that I say, and
the Tim Berry syndrome.
Don't say that while I'm getting ready to take a sip, Tim.
You know, I mean, the people in Stockholm are like, really upset with me because it's like, hey, we were the number one syndrome. Anyway,
That's true.
all I'd like to say is I am very sorry because earlier in his life, I did teach him to wipe front to back. Back to front. And, I can only attribute his behavior to the several urinary tract infections that he's had over his life. I've tried to make amends to him. I was trying to tell him, dude, I was just being sarcastic. But anyway. And poor Andrew put his head in his hands like, oh my God.
Wait, what happened with
Penny's panel gone into? We've lowered the bar.
I'll be back in a second. Need more coffee.
What happened? Something happened with Vilified Freedom. Did I miss something?
I have only want to try to doubt him. I don't know he was on drama stuff.
That's a whole mess.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a whole mess.
Kate's working on VF. Okay.
But yeah, I was about to say, I think he
course.
got more coffee to do his potato.
All right,
However, you say that, Tim.
So here we are now. This It's called a First Amendment audit, and it's a fail. He's going shopping. Private property, so it's not a First Amendment audit. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. Well, he's filming the wrong way. Obviously, he needs to turn it around. Better.
Oh, Kenny, before can you pause real quick? I just saw. Where is it? Oh, May just said that he's on Masshole tomorrow.
Oh wow. Okay, interesting. Okay.
So wow, that should be interesting.
Ooh, yeah, that should. I'll have to check that out.
I mean, if he does, that good for him. I mean, that's the way things like this should be figured out. And
Right.
That's just me. Roll that baked bean footage. I'll try to say that fast.
Just take it. He's got it. Somebody let him know to take it slow. I got to check the prices.
I still won't go to the $5 center. But I don't think that's a target.
All right, because of the camera angle from before, I'm having an epileptic seizure, and I don't even have epilepsy. I don't even have epilepsy. So, Jesus.
Yeah,
Camera.
It looks like he's filming in portrait with the camera in landscape.
Oh my
That
God!
was a Virgo filming.
But he's. I think he.
Okay, it's right now.
He forgot to click the screen rotate.
Button. That's called harassment, right? Following is still harassment.
Wait, I can't turn my head
earlier.
Well, hold on, guys. They're actually talking now. So shh.
Sorry.
Okay. You still look like a dumbass on camera. Follow me, go get screen teas and.
What do you think? Does he seem like the type of guy that's going to get Philadelphia, or is he going to get the store brand? I'm thinking store brand.
Store brand, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Though Philadelphia is the best.
What's that, cream cheese?
Yep.
It's like following harassment. Dumbass. You're being a dumbass.
Damn.
No, you're being a dumbass. Not
That was a good one.
Following by the state law is still harassment. Get the picture?
And the rule is
I don't have to follow policy. I only have to follow law.
Actually,
Don't have to follow law.
Actually, private property, you do have to follow their policies. They can kick you out for not following their policies because supermarket is a what? Private
business.
Hey, can I say something real quick here?
Okay.
Okay, now they're telling him. I don't know. I'm thinking it's because he's got the bags in his cart that they're telling him to leave.
Yeah, well, they're telling him he needs to check his bag at the front counter.
Okay.
And he's not doing it.
And he says that's policy. This is one thing that's been on my mind about these auditors for quite a bit, especially when they confront the cops. They ask name and badge number, Ain't it your policy to give your? That's the first thing on their mind. It's part of your policy. Give your name and badge number. But now they pick and choose when they follow the policy and when they don't.
Yeah, pretty much. They think this guy saw a bunch of videos on YouTube. He stuck on the phrase, if it's not policy, it's not law, I don't have to follow it. He's failing to realize that he's in a private business and you do have to follow their rules because they can't kick you out if you don't. They can't arrest you or you can't get any real legal issues unless you refuse to leave and you're trespassed. But, he's confusing with, private property from public property.
Yeah.
Or actually, more specifically, public access.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Property.
Public access.
Oh, Pam, you and me, we great minds think alike.
It basically reminds me of the video that popped out when people have freak out because the door told them they need to wear masks and they drew hissy fits about it. Say my right is blah blah. That's like,
All right, let's continue.
Oh, I mess with people because
No,
of the mask.
I don't give a damn what the policy is. Quit harassing me. Can you stop harassing me? Can you stop harassing me?
Leave, please.
Can you stop harassing me?
Is he got a
Stop
personal?
harassing him. He needs butter. This is important.
Every damn time you come in this store.
Yeah, and you keep
Every
harassing me
damn
every
time.
time I come in this damn store.
And I'm gonna keep doing it.
Oh, so
Get
okay, so
him.
you're going to continue harassing me.
Because this is a
Your dumb
harassment.
ass just fucking admitted on camera.
Because this is not.
I'll
You're
kick
a
him out
fucking
for
idiot.
swearing. Okay, what did he get? Did he get Philadelphia?
I don't
gotta know.
know. I don't think so.
I didn't
looks like
see
it.
Trespass someone, you
anything.
have to.
I'm not gonna
Unless-
sleep easy tonight.
I don't think does Philadelphia make their cream cheese in the little plastic carton or in the plastic.
It is plastic, but you'll be able to point it. You'll be able to see it right off. It's gray.
Yeah, it looked yellow. So yeah, it looked
yeah,
yellow.
that's
So
what
I don't think it was
thought.
Philadelphia.
Yeah,
To have to doesn't work in public.
You're in a private business, you fucking moron.
You're the dumb here. You're the dumb ass here, dude. Not the lady.
I know this guy will never work in public.
No.
Nope. No, he would be called everyone dumbass every 2 seconds.
Doesn't work in public.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. You fucking idiot.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my god.
Get him, like, get him.
Fucking idiot. She
Jesus.
ain't playing. She is not playing.
Yes, it does.
I can film anything from public.
No.
Yes.
No, not me.
Okay, she is giving him the wrong info. She is right, but she is giving him the wrong information, right? It's private property. Yes, if she was in public, he could film her, right? But the fact that he's on private property, he does not have the right, and he should stop if asked to stop.
And get a signed release.
Yeah.
You're being filmed and you're going on YouTube just like every other time.
Oh, this isn't
Yeah,
the
are you going
first
to
time?
continue to harass?
yeah.
Actually, no.
Oh.
Actually, this is the only video on his page that shows this lady. So no, this is the only time. I think he's referring to all the other auditors that do this.
Oh, you never
Yeah,
know.
well, I tell you now, he's not gonna be like at the door now.
Harass me.
Yes, I'm going to.
Yes, thank you. Dumbass.
Boy, he told her.
Which one's open?
She should just go get the manager and have him leave. You know what I mean? She really should, but she's not. She's whatever. She doesn't like this guy, obviously.
Wait, is she like security or?
No, she's just an employee.
Oh, okay.
She should just like
Go on,
shove him
Sam.
into like the
I got this
beef out
idiot
there,
harassing me.
you know?
I got this idiot harassing me.
Oh, he's a dumbass. Anybody with a beard's a
Oh,
dumbass.
so you're going to refuse service
Yes,
because what?
I have that right.
An illegal policy?
Yeah.
It's not an illegal-
Yes,
like
it
that.
is.
I
Oh,
like
here we
that.
go.
Wait,
the
no
elite policy.
privacy.
Okay, guys, listen up.
You're a fucking idiot.
Ooh.
First of all, he's
This
recording me.
idiot.
Second of all, he knows he's supposed to leave his shit up front. And then he's claiming I'm harassing him because I'm following him around the store. So I told her to do what she has the right to do and not sell him anything. So I've asked him 4 times now to leave. And he's fucking still recording me.
There's nothing the law can do about me recording you.
Yeah, there is. I
No,
need you
there's
to
not.
leave.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
No, there is.
Oh, cop watcher.
She wants to sit there and harass me. Oh, discriminate now too. You are really fucking stupid. You know that?
I thought I was 10 for a second
I
there.
got her dumb ass on camera admitting she's harassing me.
I mean, you keep egging it on. We're not supposed to
I asked
argue.
him to
I am fucking sick of your bullshit.
I'm not talking to you.
Then leave me the fuck
I'm
alone.
talking to my manager. I asked him to leave his stuff up front. He blatantly ignored me. I have the right
Vlad.
to. He doesn't steal anything.
Vlad, you know, god damn it.
But him recording me
I thought we were calling a truce for today.
I told
No,
you.
that's tomorrow,
So
Tim.
I've already asked him to leave.
Yeah, I can stop the sales from them and walk
Which
them
I have
outside,
every
but
right
I
to
can't
do.
stop them from recording.
See, this is the thing with all the videos and no one getting the right information. Now, somebody who a private sector is now questioning whether they can stop someone from filming. Now, how ridiculous is that? They talk about how they want to educate people. Well, this guy is uneducated on the fact that this is private property. It's not public. He can ask him to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
But
And you can't, and you really can't teach. Oh, sorry, Andrew. Sorry.
That's okay. She was right on one thing, that and it's all private business. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. She told me he had to leave. You know, he had to leave. You know.
He does, and he can be cited for trespassing because now if they call the cops.
I think they were right earlier. He should be cited for like filming vertically.
I'm not in the way.
Good God.
Yeah.
I just looked away from the screen and I lost my equilibrium.
Looking like a fool, you dumbass.
You're the one leaving without any shit.
You're the
That's a good point. I mean, she's the fool, but yet you are now leaving and you don't get what you came for. So who really won in this situation?
Yeah. I like the
She's like, well, at least I'm not the one walking out with shit.
At least I got a job.
But what do you think?
At least I got a job, right, cat girl?
What do you guys think? Do you think he's going to say, "There it is, walk of shame"? You think?
Yeah.
No.
So
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, so Tim says yes. Andrew says no. What do you think, cat girl?
I know
I
I'm going to
think-
be wrong, but I'm going to say no.
I feel like all the fire always say walk of shame.
Yeah.
So I'll walk away for them.
Okay, so people in chat, if you think he's going to say walk of shame, give me a 1. If you think he is not going to say it, give me a 2. Let's see what the chat thinks.
Tim Tate to call you out. He said you are Hooters.
By the way, I like that moniker. Tay's auditors laugh like hell.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so John thinks he's going to say it. Thank you, cracking me up. I did not see that. I'll have to check that out. All right, so it looks like Pam also thinks he's going to say it. Christopher thinks so too.
Wow.
I'm going to stick with no, but like I
Noli.
said, I know I'm wrong.
Hey, Noli.
Noli!
Hi, Noli.
Noli.
You can come on up if you want,
Simon.
Noli. All right, so most people think it's gonna he is gonna say it. So let's find out. Let's see if he does or not.
one sitting here being unprofessional, you stupid motherfucker. Every fucking time I come in here, your stupid ass want to harass me.
What has he got on his arm?
What can I do? I'm going outside.
Yeah, and your dumb ass is losing your fucking job.
I highly doubt that.
I know, I highly doubt she's gonna lose her job.
What was he
There
wearing?
you go,
Like one of
cracking
them?
me up, swear jar.
Yeah,
Was he wearing one of them? Like the when Iron Man came out, like the
That's
kid
what I
Iron
thought.
Man.
It looked like it did. It looked like one of those blasters or something.
Yeah.
It
Trying to be
really
one of the
did.
cool kids.
That's what I was.
Is that a
like, wait
person in his
minute.
cart?
the fuck you are, dumbass. Keep harassing people and you will. I promise you that.
Blaster.
I don't have to leave my shit up front. This fucking sign doesn't mean nothing.
No, yeah.
Well, it kind of does.
See,
Yeah, pretty much.
friggin' idiot, dude. You're in a fucking private business.
This sign, oh, okay, you can ask me to keep my stuff up front. I don't have to keep my shit up front.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
stealing
Oh
nothing.
wait, is it stuff or is it shit? It's like the whole George Carlin thing all over again.
But no. That's
I like
not
George
what makes
Carlin.
this sign illegal. What makes it illegal is for them to say, we have a right to search your shit. No, you don't.
If you walk around,
Yeah, pretty much they do.
If you walk in the store, and leave
That's what.
I don't know if they do or not. Maybe they can. Maybe I don't know the legality on
I-
it, but I don't.
I know at Walmart they're trying to attack your back because they had problems with fraudulent things. So
No, they can't search your badge. You can just walk right past them. I walk right past them all the time, and they never stop me. Never.
okay.
They
Well,
do not have the right to. They do. A lot of people do it anyway. Show them their receipt. I don't. I just walk right past them. Like it's paid. I'm like, then and no one ever says anything to me. They look at me and say hi, thank you, bye, and that's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
Kenny,
I mean,
you
they
gotta
don't-
highlight Pam's comment.
This guy really needs some help, right?
Yeah, he does.
yeah, I try to move my neck the way the camera is. I got to hurt my neck. So
I'll tell you after. I'm not sure. It's just some random dude I found, and thought it was funny.
But law
So
enforcement.
did he say it or not?
Explain that to that stupid
I
bitch.
can't go through your stuff.
I've explained that to that stupid
Even
bitch.
if you stole something, I can't go through your
I know,
stuff.
I know.
But
Every time I come
you're
in
supposed
here
to leave them
and they want to harass
They're actually not even supposed to chase anybody who leaves the store. That's for loss prevention.
Yeah.
men, they don't never harass a fucking woman who's got some big ass fucking purse. And I fucking videoed it.
This is a woman?
No.
And she can't trespass me from
Uh-oh.
public property unless a
Okay.
crime's committed.
It's not public property. Now, I wonder if this guy's going to let him know it's private property, but let's see.
I ain't committed no crime.
I know.
This guy's just as much of an idiot as he is. Oh, my God.
Troll down.
Oh, Lord. This guy's an idiot just like he is. Fucking Christ.
Getting sick of that dumb fucking horse fucking goddamn harassment. I've done made a corporate complaint.
You're not the only one, bro.
I know.
It's so
I've done
ridiculous.
made a corporate complaint. That fucking stupid bitch keeps fucking harassing me. I'm gonna end up standing my ground and I'm gonna defend myself against her. I'm fucking sick of it. Every goddamn time. But she ain't got the goddamn balls to say shit to my wife.
She had balls to say shit to you,
Got
though.
her stupid ass on camera. Admitting she's harassing me, admitting that she's going to continue to harass me. And she's fucking stupid. That fucking unprofessional shit had better fucking end, or she will be out of a goddamn job.
She should have been gone a long time.
Yeah, she should have. Because she don't know how.
Apparently,
So
he
who is
doesn't
this guy
like
he's
her.
talking to?
I think he's an employee. And apparently he doesn't like her.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was just a
He's the one
customer?
that should be out the door then.
Maybe it is a customer. I don't know. But I'm
That would be
assuming he works there.
hysterical.
I don't
Be
know.
like,
They're
dude, I
kind
just
of
walked
drugs
out for a
like
smoke.
customers.
Yeah, that store needs a new department, fraud or prevention, right?
That's a good one.
How to fucking take care of management issues.
You've been here a while, so you know.
Yeah.
You see our faces change a lot.
Yeah, I know. There's a reason why
Nah,
y'all have
he's
a
an
high
employee.
turnover rate. It's because of stupid people like that.
Trust me, I've been to it a while ago. They're gonna get rid of them.
Oh, they're going to. I promise you
They
that.
don't do.
Because people here are getting fed up with it. They're getting sick of being harassed. You don't have a right to harass people.
I love how he throws out the word
And I ain't
jail.
gonna put up with it. You wanna follow me? It's called stand your
Hey,
ground.
Hornet.
I ain't
Hornet!
committing no goddamn crime, so you got no right to harass me. And you can't trespass me,
Hey, April.
dumbass.
Hey, Troy, let me go home and you stay here.
That's true, Taze.
Shit, I
For the most part, yeah.
better for you to stay.
Oh, pass from me.
I don't want to hear nothing from her.
Oh,
She don't
look.
need to say shit to me.
Oh, here she comes.
Oh, round two.
What she
Here we
says
go.
is completely
Round two. Fight.
And I'm out of coffee.
irrelevant.
Let's get ready to
At this
rumble.
Y'all have a problem, so y'all shouldn't be talking to each other.
My problem is he does this every time he comes in here. He's done it to me. He's done it to Abby. He's done it to Cassie.
Mhm.
He walks by that sign.
And I sit there and I buy every fucking thing I get.
I'm talking to my manager right now.
Go ahead, talk to him.
He walks by that sign every damn day. Every time he comes in here to leave his
So
stuff.
this
up
guy's a
front.
manager and he's talking about she should be
We've got
gone?
7 people up here half the time that watch his shit. Clearly nothing's being stolen from his stuff. It's policy to leave your stuff up front so nothing gets stolen because half the time we're so damn busy, we don't pay attention or can't pay attention.
Boom.
So I'm sorry, when I have to follow him through the store because I'm doing my my job making sure nothing gets stolen.
Only
and
men,
he
right?
wants to illegally record me because yes, it is law. that you
Okay,
have
then
to
call
get
the
my
police then,
consent.
you dumbass.
I'm not cussing at him. So why is he talking to me like that? My next point. Jason
Well,
and
she
I
was
do
cussing
have
at him
to follow
earlier.
No, I'm done with dumbass
Yeah, a little
fucking
bit.
names.
asked
Bitch.
him
They
7
can't
damn
trespass
times.
me, and they can't put me in jail because I ain't committed no crime.
I've already asked him
Famous
7
last
times.
words.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can see him get arrested. And he's sitting there saying, "Oh, I wasn't committing no damn crime. Why am I in here?"
Can I at least take my chicken nuggets with me?
Chicken tenders. I don't have enough to afford.
Can I at least eat the butter? I love me some butter.
Because he's not doing what his school policy is.
Yeah, I just imagine it.
So I'm sorry. If I've already asked him to leave, regardless of whether he's bought anything or not, he has to leave.
Yep.
I like her.
So I'm sorry.
Because I'm getting
Look
these
at him.
dumbasses
Look,
on candy
he's
camera.
gonna very well leave his stuff.
I probably wouldn't
I
if
don't
I
give a
saw
shit.
her
Policy
talking
ain't
though.
law. I don't have to follow policy. I only have to follow law. I have explained this to you.
It
How
is
many
law
times now?
that you cannot record me.
I'm recording what you got.
Now, hold on. Here's the thing. Now the manager is sticking up for her and actually giving him correct information. But before, he was just agreeing with this guy. I mean, this is a bad manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a really bad
I will
manager.
look for another or play it.
Well, all I know is that
No,
like
dude.
I've tipped my head so I can actually like see like the video footage like in horizontal way.
I'm doing
Yeah,
the same
it
thing.
is hard.
And unfortunately the blood has rushed to the wrong side of my brain.
Yeah,
So-
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I will hurt my neck trying to dilate like that.
Oh,
I agree
right?
with
My
Pam.
neck is like, what are you doing to me? Oh, God. All right, I'm straightening up. Ugh, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, listen to them bones crack.
Please, please.
They won't get my name. They won't get my ID. They won't get none of that.
They're gonna ask us what the crime. You can call them. They're gonna make a move for the night, but they're not gonna trespass.
Can you tell him not to come back in then?
You can't solicit a trespass.
Yes, he can. They can use service anytime for anything. If they say today's National Tutu Day, you must wear a tutu to enter, and you say, "Well, I don't want to wear a tutu." Well, you can't enter. Yes, I can. Private business, bitch. God, he's just such an idiot. And the manager, he's upsetting me greatly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would not want to. Yeah, I think I would not want to work somewhere my boss did not have my back. It would freely talking crap on me behind my back.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, obviously, the manager is giving him special treatment. You know, what we haven't seen in the video, obviously, is, you know, the manager saying to her that, you know, he's the only one who buys like the out of season avocados, you know, so we need to keep him happy.
Yeah, maybe.
Something like that.
So technically,
Probably the manager, not her.
I'm doing my
That
job.
means if you call the police, you're gonna have to file a complaint saying he's harassing.
And I've got it all on video.
And honest to God, that shit makes me uncomfortable.
Too bad.
What the fuck are you
Tough
doing
shit.
with that video?
Tough
And now she's
shit.
cussing
I'm
at him.
posting it on YouTube
For what for?
for my own fucking purposes,
His own enjoyment.
which I
Honest
can.
to God, James, you're literally going to listen to him talk to your fucking employees like this.
What can I do when you like? What can I do? Put my hands
You
on
could
him?
have told him to leave when I asked you to
He's
tell him to
outside
leave.
the store. You
When
told
he
me-
was inside.
He's technically still on your property, so just let me-
And also
right there.
too, yeah, also too, Kenny. As you can probably see, there is a mat now that she can easily knock him out on,
Yeah, and she probably could do it too.
and you know, see his head bounce off the ground like Rocky Balboa in Rocky 3. You know, with all the spit flying out of his mouth, like. bleh.
I think people are going to need a getting money for a chiropractor bill. How to look at the green highways.
All right,
Oh
At
my
least
God.
the cart behind her looks upright.
Oh my God!
yeah, he does. Yep, that's true. That's a good point.
Oh my God! How did you notice that, Andrew? Awesome.
I've been noticing that since I've been watching the video, Tim. You're just, I guess
Well,
you
well,
mesmerized
like I
myself.
said, the blood was rushing to the wrong side of my brain.
Yeah,
So,
he got hey.
Get him outside. Y'all have a whole.
so I have a medical exemption.
Okay, first charge is
Back
the
up
average
your
store.
employees.
I'm backing up my employee. He's outside the store. What else you want me to do?
His man was professional. He
Well,
asked
yeah,
me
I
to
was
leave.
professional when I
No,
asked
the
you to leave your
fuck
stuff
you
up front.
weren't.
Yes, because
If you were
right here.
professional, I wouldn't be irate like this.
All I did was you walked in this door and you set your stuff in this buggy. I asked you.
Yes,
to leave
Mr.
your stuff up
Fajardo,
front.
that is
I
true.
don't
You
have.
blatantly
You can
ignored me.
ask me to leave my stuff up front. I do not have to deprive myself of private property in order to go and use public fucking facilities.
I
Did
guess
he
that's
take a whiz or
you
something?
do.
And we
Fuck
missed
you.
it? I don't know.
Oh my goodness! I just
I was
can't.
saying I
with
took
that.
it a bit F you to the manager and the auditor because they're both.
If I were her, I'd look for a new job.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he did use the facilities. Clean up on aisle 4.
All right, so let's continue.
She's good
What
though.
part
She
of that
shouldn't
don't you
lose her
get?
job.
Well, I tell this to you every fucking time. What part of that don't you get?
Leaving with nothing every time.
Actually, no. I still go through and I still buy my shit. You want to harass
today.
every goddamn male
No,
that comes
not
through there,
today.
but you ain't got the fucking balls to sit there and tell every fucking woman these big ass fucking purses. And yes, I have it on video too.
That's
Oh.
her purse.
I don't give a shit. If you ain't gonna fucking sit there and be sexist, telling me to leave my backpack and you're not telling the women to leave their fucking. That's called discrimination.
Sexism. See,
Yes,
I
it
knew
really
there was something out with the
Now-
purse.
Now, here's a. I mean, does he have a point? I mean, ladies with big purses, they don't have to leave anything up. But if a guy walks in with a backpack, he does have to leave it. I mean, what is the difference?
True.
I mean, let's be real here. What is the difference?
I
agree.
I'm not sure.
Well, with the exception that the boyfriends or husbands or whatever that they're with, they're like extremely irritated with the giant purse and having to be told, "Oh, can you hold on to this for a minute?"
Jarheads, what's up? Maybe you
Oh
want
my God, Jarheads and Morgie.
But I mean, think about it. I mean, what is the difference? I mean, you see, there are some women that have huge purses.
Yeah,
They do not get. They don't have to leave them anywhere. They just walk right in with them. They put them in the car, blah blah blah, or whatever. Right? What about the girls with those mini backpacks? They don't have to leave them there either. You know what I mean?
agreed.
But
the other thing too is
stuff one of those, a little Pop-Tart in there or a Fig Newton. They can stick shit in there and steal shit. It's not just the big backpacks you have to look out for.
But the thing here is, these two obviously have a history with each other.
Yeah.
Because they both mentioned every time I come in here.
Yeah.
So, who knows what the heck is going on.
True. And that's a good point. Maybe because it's empty. That's a good point. I mean, that's a fair point. That could be it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, because girls are known to carry a lot of the purse already. Guys, they hardly carry anything in their backpacks when I see them.
Yep.
It is. Yes, it really is. Are you done?
Heck no, you still got 7 minutes to go.
I know she's done. No. No.
That's his phone. I can't do nothing about his personal property.
The only way that you're going to get rid of this video is to destroy my phone, and that's not going to be very good for you.
Call the freaking police on him or something.
They can't.
They're gonna get him away from here for the night.
John F., thanks for the tip.
Is that from personal experience, John F?
I was gonna say.
Okay, guys, not while the video's going on, during pause.
Sorry.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Chat's funny though.
Okay, that's fine, but I mean, we're trying to watch a video here.
Okay, I'll just
I
chuckle.
ain't stolen shit.
If you feel like he's harassing you,
Yeah, I do.
but
Okay, I can show the video to the police.
Oh, of me asking you to follow store policy?
Policy ain't law. I don't have
And
to
I
follow
didn't start
policy.
cussing at you until you started cussing at me. So I mean,
Freedom of speech. Don't like it? Move out of America. Go to some commie scum country. If you don't like freedom, get the fuck out of America. This is America. We have freedom. We have constitutional rights. If you don't like it, then leave.
I like this chick. I really do. She's got just enough mouth on her. That's perfect. She would not take his shit at all.
Okay, Vlad, I will.
Oh,
But Kenny, you wanted her fired.
Can you get his stuff out of our
no, not her.
Oh, okay.
And it's going on video. It's going on
Hey,
YouTube.
Josiah.
Yeah, because you know how many customers. You
Josiah.
want to go home?
I think she does.
Shit, I don't care.
Every fucking goddamn time. Specifically, she fucking harasses me. Every fucking time. I'm done with it.
Next time, just if you see her in the store and you want to come in there, tell them to come get James.
Come
I'll
with
come
James.
Up, yeah, I'll come up and,
Thank you.
and let you come
And
in
if
the
you
store.
want to personally walk with me and make sure I ain't steal shit, yeah, more than welcome.
Wait. So it's okay for him to follow you and it's not harassment, but her following you is harassment.
I need an escort to my car, please.
They'll probably walk around the store talking about how they can get her fired.
That's probably exactly what they'll do.
And hey, okay, who wants to make a bet now? Kenny, I don't know if you've actually seen the whole video,
No,
but who wants to make a bet now? Okay, that this dude actually gets the guy to help him put the groceries in his car.
Yeah, wait a minute. I thought he wasn't able to buy groceries, so I guess he was able to buy some, huh?
No, he had that going in.
The
That's
bag?
what this is all about. Yeah, that's what this is all about.
No. The back. He had the backpack. He didn't have the bag. It looks like he actually bought some crap.
Yeah,
because the backpack's right next to it. But then you see, it looks like it looks like Fruit Loops.
No,
It does.
Yeah, I was questioning that when he walked in.
Oh, really? Okay, maybe.
Yeah, he had that when he walked into the store, and that's why she started following him.
You know, it could also be a Nutter Butter multi-pack.
I don't know.
Am I reading that right? Maybe
It looks like it.
could be. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. It's something.
I don't fucking steal shit.
Oh, here we go. It got a little closer. Let's see.
A goddamn job.
Yeah, I'm saying, I've been saying.
Yeah, see, it looks like that's an F, don't it?
Yeah, it's Fruit Loops. It's Fruit Loops.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it okay.
You will hear a lot. I mean, you never.
Explains a lot.
Look, Fruit Loops. Yeah.
I'm normally calm, but this shit gets old real fucking quick when it happens to you every goddamn time. And I ain't gonna put up with it. Just like whenever she sit there, ooh, I don't feel comfortable. You don't feel comfortable because your dumb ass just got caught. She needs to get her dumb ass a new job. If she don't,
I agree because that manager is not standing up for his employees. That's horrible.
don't like the freedom, she needs to get the fuck out of America.
America.
I mean, it's just that simple. We
Not
have
even
rights
out of
here.
town.
We have constitutional rights.
America.
And even a cop will sit there and tell her stupid ass, when you leave your home, your reasonable expectation of privacy is out the window. Now, I can't shove my phone down in your pockets and video what the hell you got in your pockets, but I can damn sure record anything I can see from public. And it's like
I think he's done with this conversation. He's kind of like, will you shut the fuck up already?
Yeah, he's at that point being a dead horse.
Yeah, he really is.
He's like, dude, I don't even work here. I just came here to pick up condoms for my date. Will you let me go?
She's playing the same fucking shit. It's a broken record.
Yeah,
I don't have to deprive me of my personal property. That's the Fourth Amendment right there. Unreasonable searches and seizures. Okay, if I have to leave my backpack up front, you know what that's called? Seizure.
Yeah, but the police gonna back up the company's policy.
I don't give a damn what their policy, and I'll even tell that to the damn law. I don't give a fuck what their goddamn policy is. Because I got it on video of the fucking dumbass harassing me.
I'll
kinda
leave
wish
it all
like
to the manager.
I kind of wish the cops would show up because they can
Yeah.
educate him and let him know this is private property. No, it's not public. Sorry, dude, you're wrong. And see him try to argue that with the cops, and then file a lawsuit and look like a sovereign citizen.
Thank you, Morgie.
Admitting to continuously harassing me.
That's just one out of what 62.
Oh, that's okay, because we can weed all of them out one by one.
One by motherfucking
You
one.
get harassed by all of them.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
hence why I said one by one. Weed them out.
Just like each Fruit Loop.
Normally,
He doesn't like the yellow ones. That's his problem.
Do you
nobody
think he
has an
leaves the
issue.
yellow ones in the milk
They'll see
bowl?
me come in here and
He
record
probably
all the damn
does.
time.
Yeah. Racist mother.
They sit there and see
Yeah.
me. They'll watch me with my backpack. Hi, how you doing?
What a segue. Hi, how you doing?
That person look at him like,
I'm gonna-
what the freak is wrong with him?
I'm gonna cuss out loud. Oh, bye. How you doing?
Right? Is that like a law?
Oh, you did that good. You did that good.
Is it like a law or is it actually a law?
Like
Exactly, right?
Oh, come on, you gotta with Anselmo, you gotta get the little snide little, how he, like, you know what I'm saying, right?
Or that
Glenn
Glenn laugh.
I can't even do a Glenn laugh.
Don't even get me going on Anselmo. Jesus, my God.
Guess what? It all ends up right back at the same spot.
Yeah.
It does?
You were wrong, Tim.
Now, let me say this, right? In order for me to
Wait, hold on. Let's go back.
I was
You wanna
just be
see
like,
it?
dude,
You
I
wanna
can't
see
wait to
it?
go home.
Yeah.
how you doing?
I think it's just his jacket buttoned up.
Guess what? It all ends up right back at the same spot.
Yeah, it does. That's why I'm gonna go talk to him. See, this shit's stupid.
Now-
like you said, it get old.
Now, let me say this.
Shit. Yeah, it's
Ah,
just a
dang
jacket.
it.
It's
Right.
just a jacket.
In order for
Yeah.
me to
Damn it. Oops. Shit. Ah.
You censor. You
Fail.
tyrant censor, you.
All right, it's back.
be forced
Is
to
that
leave
like
my
a use?
backpack, I first have to be caught stealing.
No, you don't. Oh
Oh,
my. Oh, this guy right here.
Everyone
better
could have
learn.
been home by
You better
now.
What kind of shirt does this guy have on? Looks like an alien shirt, don't it?
It does.
Again,
That's a
probably
spaceship
another
right there, the
customer.
planet. No, he's the manager. He's the manager. They've been talking to the
No way.
Yeah, that's the manager.
Yes.
Then you can tell me specifically leave my backpack up front.
No, that's just like when you go to the airport and they say leave all metal objects right here.
Yeah, right.
You can't take them in there. It's just standard procedure.
Yeah.
That's why they.
Oh, I would love for him to try and take metal shit into the airport and go through. Oh, that would be funny to see. No, I can do this. You can't tell me what I can and can't. Oh, no, wait. Let me up, please. Help me.
Get down, go on the ground.
That's not my pocket. That's not my pocket.
Hey, Kenny, look
Oh,
at that.
you.
Yeah, Tim got it. Tim got it.
Oh my God. I thought this was a family channel.
But she needs to understand that she can't enforce policy on customers.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
Well, yeah,
I know
she
it's hard,
can't.
But
Yeah,
here's
she
the
can.
thing. Here's the thing.
If you didn't, you gotta think about it. Okay, look, you don't take.
Certain things.
Hold on, one thing.
Mhm.
You don't take.
Mhm.
But you know so many of these guys out here that do.
Mhm. And I've actually helped y'all with them before.
I know that's what I'm saying, but you know the concept behind leave your stuff up.
I know the perception.
Yes. And that's the
However,
stop them
you
from
can't-
doing that.
Oh.
However, but you also have to understand this. In order to force me to leave my backpack up front, you're then in violation of federal law.
What
How?
federal law would that be?
Oh, Kenny, does this actually go back to what I was asking earlier? Is this like, a guy or a woman? Because it doesn't sound like there's another woman with him.
No,
No, he's
Or
by
her,
himself.
I should say.
he's by himself. Yeah.
So oh wow, using that issue to get clickbaits and stuff like that. That ain't cool. And the first thing they're gonna do is put it on YouTube instead of showing it to corporate. They don't.
What are you talking, Tim? Once again, Tim is fucking lost.
I think the bluff phone have really messed with his head.
Tim, I don't know what you're talking about. Corporate. I mean, honestly, I don't know where you're going with that. I couldn't quite follow. Can anyone else follow Tim's logic?
Obviously, this rabbit hole has many paths, and I've chosen a different one. And now I'm looking at it looks like a black pug. Is that
you should have took the right at Albuquerque.
Or I should have took my head the other side, to the right side when watching. Yeah. But then it would have been upside down. So I don't know. Yeah. I can't win.
That is alien. That is an alien shirt. Check it out. That's
yeah,
cool. It's kind of cool shirt.
The constitutional rights of the American people is federally protected.
Dude's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. I'm still getting off an hour. I can stay out here all night.
Well, all right, guys. It looks like we have Rogue Nation. Is this Rogue or is this a poser?
No, it's Rogue.
What's going on?
What's going on? I saw you were live. It's been a while.
It really has. So we're checking out this guy. He is trying to argue that he cannot be asked to leave a grocery store because it violates his First Amendment rights. Now, Rogue, you as being, who you are and all that, what do you think of this guy? I mean, this honestly, no, wait, because the question raises is he's using all the, isms and catchphrases that you guys use, but he's using them wrongly. Now, not only is he doing that, but then this guy who is a manager is agreeing with him. So when you guys are trying to teach education, I mean, this obviously isn't what you're looking to. I mean, this is a situation that kind of shows what you guys are doing in a negative light, but there are stuff that shows in a positive light. But I mean, he's an idiot, right? I mean, you can't even say he's not an idiot, right?
Well, I mean, obviously, I mean, I don't know where that misconception comes from that the First Amendment applies to private corporations or even private citizens. Another citizen can't violate your First Amendment right. Just like Walmart can't violate your First Amendment right. Only the government can violate your First Amendment right. That's why you can look back through hundreds of years of rights violation lawsuits, and you'll see that it's only the government or people acting in concert with the government.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that the Constitution is there to ensure that the government doesn't violate your rights. It's to keep the government in check. That's what the Constitution is there for. This is a moron that doesn't realize that.
Yeah, has abundance, people. Has abundance.
And to hear Rogue say that, I mean, nobody could have said it better. I mean, it was right to the point. It all made sense.
Southside, what's up, man? Good to see you too. I'm very glad to hear you say. I mean, obviously, I knew you were going to say that. You're a smart guy. You realize what's right and what's wrong, and you'll call out people that when they're doing wrong shit. So I do applaud you for that. Though at the same time, since I do have you here, what the fuck was with that Loomis audit? I mean, come on, man. Y'all are trying to egg on and trying to make a more entertaining video than it was. To me, it looked like those guys came out. They looked at what you were doing. They realized they couldn't do anything. They left. Why'd y'all egg them on? And did the cops show up and you didn't record it, or did they not show up?
What was this?
You and I don't know who you were with, but you were at the Loomis armored truck company.
Oh yeah. Me and Alabama Transparency. No cops ever showed up, and no, we left pretty much not long after that.
But what was with the like saying walk of shame? How is that a walk of shame? I mean, what's wrong with somebody coming out, seeing what you're doing, and then leaving without trying to tell you to do anything? How would that be a walk of shame? I don't understand that.
Well, it wasn't me that said that. It was Alabama, and I don't know his reasoning why. I mean, I would assume that, the three guys that had come out, I think maybe they rubbed them the wrong way with what they said. I don't know. To be honest, I don't
But
speculate on other people's thinking or why they say what they do, but
but you
I didn't
yourself
find
did say
it
it was a walk of
offensive.
shame. You said it was a walk of shame too. You both did.
Oh, did I? Yeah, I mean, I didn't find it offensive, but I was probably just mimicking him.
Ah, so you were in that instance. No offense, but you were being a lemming.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if somebody says something and I hear it, I'll repeat it just for the sake of it.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but you agree that that was definitely not a walk of shame.
No, not in the sense that it's traditionally, I would say used. It should only be reserved for the people that definitely try to violate your rights and and get rejected. And those guys were like you said, they were pretty calm and pretty collected. So, we didn't have an issue there.
But I will say it's good to see somebody actually post a video like that, because a lot of times auditors, don't post the videos where nothing happens, because again, it doesn't make sense, so to speak.
Right. I'd post some passes. I just posted one of the health department the other day where we had been to a health department earlier and they called ahead to the other health department. So, I mean, they knew what we were doing. They just kind of like scattered and, didn't want to be seen on video or whatever. But, I mean, they didn't violate anything. We sat there in the lobby for a couple of minutes and then we ended up leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny, can I ask a question maybe?
Is it relatable, or is it going to be totally off the wall? Like is it going to be a Tim Berry answer, or is it going to be a woman?
I felt like, and Ted, what do you think?
Go ahead, Tim.
What is the benefit of going to places like the health department where I know the standard phrase is HIPAA laws only apply to the employees, et cetera, not us. It's up to you to protect HIPAA laws when it comes to patients. So when administration or nurses or even doctors or something like that, they're trying to shove you out the door. Would you not consider that, honoring the oath to keep HIPAA, as it is and protect a patient's privacy? And so, I mean, what benefit do you gain from, going to places like that, except confrontation?
Well, I mean, first, Tim, I want to ensure that no confidential information is being shared in the public lobby. Now, the courts have already decided that if you're sharing stuff and it's at a place that other people can overhear it, you've destroyed any right to privacy you've had. In the early days of the internet, there was a great website called Overheard in New York, where people would post conversations that they overheard in different places in New York, like the subway or a taxi cab or wherever have you. But the court has decided that if you're in a place where there's no expectation of privacy and you're discussing confidential information, you destroy that right to privacy by doing that. So first and foremost, when we go into these lobbies, we want to make sure that there's no confidential information that anybody could see, criminals or anything else have you like that. Second, we want to let these people know that the way to honor their obligation to keep that stuff, confidential, is not to restrict our rights. And I equate it to the obligation that law enforcement has to keep Americans safe. Now, cops would have a much easier job keeping the American population safe if they were just to ban all the guns, right? That would probably keep the population a lot more safe. But
Well, that's a little off topic. You're pulling a Timmy here, Rogue.
Well, no, it's the same thing. They're restricting our rights to enforce their obligations, and that's not how rights work. You can't say, "Oh, you might see confidential information in here, so we're going to restrict you from coming in here with your camera or your audio recording device, or even a pencil and paper."
Yeah.
Not
And I mean, and that's cool. And I mean, and I guess the beefier part of my question is, wouldn't you agree that when somebody is trying to push an auditor back from where they claim they're not supposed to be, okay, they're doing everything they can do to protect a patient's privacy. And do you respect that?
I mean, if the auditor's going into some place where he shouldn't be going, then absolutely. But if you're telling me that as soon as I walk in off the sidewalk and the doors open up and they stop me right at the door, that there's confidential information that I can see or overhear, I mean, that's just ludicrous.
How is it
But it's
ludicrous
a given. It's a given. No.
Yeah.
Are you
That's why they're
saying,
there.
hold on, Tim, are you saying that you're satisfied with a medical unit that as soon as somebody walks in the door, they're overhearing your personal information? That's cool for you?
Well, see, the problem is, if
Because
someone,
listen, I've got a great memory. I don't even need the camera. I
Yeah,
can
I was
go in
just
there and I
well,
can remember
and
a
that's
lot of
and
stuff
that's
and
the
I can
problem.
write it
Okay,
down.
you have a great memory, okay, but you know what? There's so many, really awful people out there who have cameras, and those cameras have audio, and that stuff's forever. And it seems to me like in that particular case, like you're talking about I know that many states and cities and towns have eavesdropping laws. Is that the correct word, eavesdropping, when it's just
Wiretapping.
audio only? So
Wiretapping.
yeah, I mean, you got your eyes and your ears. If you're not recording, everything is okay. If you remember it, yeah, whatever. But
wait a minute. What I mean, I kind of am on rogue side in this one because if somebody
Mhm.
comes in there with a eidetic memory, they don't need the camera. They can get your personal information if it's just lying out there. I mean, it should health professionals shouldn't worry about you catching stuff. Honestly, they should not have your shit out there for anyone to even see with their eyes.
Mm.
but you've seen guys, guys and gals, they use their zoom lens, to try to get stuff either on the computers. They lean the camera over. I mean, I'm just saying, that's all.
I mean, Taco, I see what you're saying. Memory doesn't care. A camera downloading is permanent. Yeah, but
Exactly.
your memory is permanent too. I mean, yeah, there's a possibility you can forget, but if somebody has an eidetic memory, I don't know if I think I'm saying that right. They're going to remember, and they're going to remember it word for word, number for number. It's the same thing as a camera catching it. The same consequence happens. Personal information gets out, whether it's used for what it could be used for. No, I get people's understanding that a camera could be used, for
Right.
nefarious purposes. But
Mhm.
even the personal information in your memory could be used for nefarious purposes. When is it
Yeah.
going to end? The point is, the people shouldn't have the information out there like that, and I don't think they normally do anyway. So I don't, you know what I mean?
Well, because they don't expect people to be listening in on their conversations for the most part,
That's what
right?
I would ask Rogue. That's what I would ask Rogue. Does he
Yeah,
get
and the
close
thing,
enough to the desk where he can hear something being said? Whether he's
yeah,
got,
and
I
the
understand his good memory, but would he have his camera close enough to that receptionist window where he might be able to hear something?
And,
Well,
and actually, I'd like to go one step further, if I may. Even if Rogue didn't have a camera with him, he has a photographic memory, audible memory. When you left the doctor's office and got home, would you jump on YouTube and do a live stream saying, dude, I was just at the doctor's office and this chick, blah, 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 was getting a blah, 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 you
well,
know?
Yeah,
It's like
no,
how
no,
what
no, I
what
wouldn't, and that's
why?
really right. And again, Tim, that's really not the point about what I would do or what anybody would do. Is there's factors in there that already negate what you're saying. Like, okay, here's a simple fact that negates what you're saying. I have a little pen camera that's a smiley face, and I can wear it on my jacket, and no one would know I'm recording. So and again, this is what the court said. If it's out in public, it's out in public. So anywhere the public can go, they can record surreptitiously or secretly, because none of that stuff's confidential. The Wiretapping Act only applies in places where there's an expectation of privacy.
But
So
here the
anybody
but
could be recording you at any time in public. They don't need a big camera rig like I have.
But
So
here the people, the players are core people. They do it for security reasons. And when you go to a medical play, you're supposed to bet that your personal medical event is going to get blocked out online their whole freaking world to say, yeah.
right, and I agree, and definitely nobody should be seeing that. They should be taking people back into confidential areas,
Okay.
restricted areas to discuss that and to do that kind of stuff. That's what
Yeah.
I would like done with my medical stuff. I wouldn't like them, coming out to the lobby and saying, "Hey, George, with the hemorrhoids, and the AIDS, and whatever else, come on in." You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm pretty sure the doctor my place do not go in the long being blind and blur out people medical problems. I mean, I've been to a lot of doctor appointments. I've been to a lot of medical appointment, and I can tell from my memory, they just said that so we're ready for you, and that's it. They don't.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, Kat. I'm not paying for StreamYard right now because I'm not right now. I will next month, but I can't do it right now. So I can only have 6. Taco, I know you're back there. You're trying to get on. Unless someone wants to jump down. Hi, Morgie. Unless someone wants to jump down so Taco can come up.
I will. I got to go make coffee.
All right, Andrew. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
No problem.
Bye, Andrew.
Bye, Andrew. Wow.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I can only have 6. I didn't realize I didn't think I'd get this many people wanting to come up. Maybe 1 or 2.
Well, I mean, you've been gone for how long?
Jeez.
Andrew, you actually have to exit. Oh, I can read. There we go.
All right, I gotta talk now.
Taco.
Hold on, guys. Wait, but before you talk, Morgie's been here for a while. She's been waiting too. So Morgie, go ahead first.
Oh, Morgie's here?
Yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to listen to Captain Skidmark's
and Tim. Tim was over talking.
And Tim. Yeah, well, Tim was talking, so I was letting him go. But I'm just wondering what makes Captain Skidmark a harbinger of everybody's supposed rights when he doesn't respect anybody's rights by going in there in the first place. I mean,
Because I can violate other people's rights, Morgie. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, you do. You violate everybody's rights every time you do this. So that's the whole thing about it.
So citizens can violate other citizens' rights, Morgie?
Well, you do it all the time.
Oh.
Okay. So the rights are citizen against citizen and not government against citizen. Is that how you interpret the U.S.
Every time you put a video out that shows other people in who are just sitting around in these lobbies and stuff like that, you are violating their rights.
What right am I violating?
They have the right to privacy because you are actually inside a business. You are not, even if it's a government, even if it's a government office, you're inside a government office taking their picture for them to get services. So in that case, you are not holding the government to. You are actually invading their privacy because they're there to do something, and you're putting basically their faces out. And who want they may not want their faces put on YouTube, luckily, I mean, you're so fucking useless that nobody watches you anyway. But that's just a lucky in that case. But you violate people's rights every time. Every time you argue with somebody, you're violating their rights. You call it the First Amendment. I just call it being a fucking dickhead. But you already know you're that.
Thank you, Morgie. That was enlightening.
All right, can I go now?
Go ahead, Taka.
All right. Well, first, hospitals are private businesses because they have shareholders and a president of the hospital and everything like that. Unless there are, obviously some cheaper government-run hospitals, but even then, there is an expectation of privacy in a hospital.
Who the fuck was talking about hospitals? Nobody.
You were talking about medical offices and hospitals, stuff like that.
Rewind the stream.
Yeah, he's talking where they're talking about an audit he did for the health department.
Oh gosh. For a what?
The health department,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, never mind then.
Wah, wah, wah.
I came back late. I just came in and it sounded like
You're all hyped up. You had this whole big. You know what? You had a whole big spiel ready, didn't you?
oh, I did. But even with the health department, they have rules with HIPAA, and they have the right to say what one of those rules can be, no filming. And to say, well, I could still remember things. Yeah, but your memory doesn't have a photographic lens that could zoom in and zoom,
and share with others.
And a recording device, and putting it out on YouTube for other people to inseminate.
Well, that's not true. If you remember something, you can make a video and post it. I mean,
yeah, but the thing is, right, that he's had if you've got the memory, if you've got a photographic memory, okay, you remember what's going on, but just making a film of it and saying that this happened doesn't make it actually happen. When you put it on film and you then put it out on YouTube.
So what you're saying, the difference is with a photographic memory, you may be able to put a video on it, but there's no real proof that what you're saying is true. There's some doubt.
But if he puts it out on YouTube with the audio that he's got, and he's put out somebody's personal information or whatever, he's literally invading somebody's privacy because he's done it. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. That's the thing. He has no right to be there.
Okay, I got two other points to make.
Okay.
One, they usually make you wait behind a line, and that is to protect, so that you can't necessarily see anything. And two, what was two? Oh, dang it. Two was the better one.
Very good number two.
Give me a second. Someone else could talk while I try to remember what my second point was.
I was going to ask real quick. Morgie was kind of leading into the question I had asked, in my long sentence, right? I mean, with your photographic memory and everything like that, it's like, would you ever memorialize the information that you see and remember and either write it down? I'm not saying there are some people who have that gift who probably would go on YouTube and just stop blabbing about people and all their personal information. But are you the type who would memorialize everything you remember?
Well, again, I guess it depends on what it is that I'm remembering. If it's a story about corruption and I I overhear,
Well, you know, I'm talking about personal information. Come on.
No, I wouldn't, of course. But again,
Okay.
I'm not a criminal. But again, there's criminals out there. Again, this isn't because of what I would do, Tim. Listen, if I go into a health department and I'm getting services, okay, I don't want anybody to be able to hear my personal information, be it by their ear, be it by their camera, or be it anyway. Okay, I don't want people hearing my social security number in the lobby of the health department. I don't care if they have a camera I can see, if they have a camera I can't see, or if they're just remembering it with their numbers because they're good with numbers. I don't want them to hear that. That's the issue.
It's funny, you know, the first part of what you were saying about, you know, you don't like the idea of people having cameras that you can't see. Kind of ironic, but you know, but the second part is, you know, all I wanted to establish and, you know, either put people's minds to rest or you know, just help you out is that even with your photographic memory, you wouldn't go so far as like doxing people and stuff because you have that gift.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely not. I mean, I don't dox people now, but I mean, the private individual has, nothing per se to do with why I'm there unless they become, part of the issue by, trying to get the government to come and violate my rights for, hurt feelings or whatever, misconceptions about, privacy in public, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when you record people in public and put their faces on YouTube without boredom, you really could be putting people in danger. People that are trying to hide from someone that hurt them. I want the people that I don't show my face because I worry about my abusive dad find me. So if I record my face and put it on the internet, it'll put me in danger. My dad find me. That's why I have a problem with our quarantine public because you don't know who you're putting in danger by doing that stuff. And nobody should be better to go in public have their faces recorded by Koreans that want to know their favorite views. The only problem with bills and film because they do for the security reasons. That's a bit different. Bills and do it for security reasons. Father do it for click and views.
Now here's a question.
All right, I think I got my audio to work now.
So that's a good point, Rogue. I want to ask you this. So have you ever had somebody like come up to you?
I guess not.
And try and we can hear you, Taco.
We can hear you, Taco.
Maybe he can't hear us.
Taco?
No, he can't hear us. All right, so Rogue, have you ever had anyone come up to you kind of nonchalantly and say, "Hey, look, please don't put me on camera. I was in a domestic violence relationship or whatever, and I don't want to be shown." And if you were put in that situation, what would you do?
I actually had a lady come up to me and say that, and I didn't show the video. There wasn't nothing really that happened in the video much anyway. But like I said, I do post passes here and there. But the lady came up to me after I was done recording and had told me that she had been in an abusive relationship and she moved out and she didn't want to be in the video, and that was fine. Like I said, I'm not out there again to start trouble. I'm not trying to turn people away from what I'm doing. That's definitely not what I'm out there trying to do. But at the same time, people need to understand when we step out in public, we give consent to be recorded, to be audio recorded. When we throw our
hang on.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't. When you walk into that office, Sunshine, there is an expectation of privacy. Whether it's a government office, hang on. If it's a government office or not, they have gone in there for a specific business or purpose, and they have an expectation of privacy. That government privacy. You have no right to go in there and try and find things out. That's not up to you. Okay, so I know it's up to the hang on. You are invading people's privacy as soon as you walk through those doors trying to get information. Okay, Public is outside on the footpath. It's not inside the actual business or the offices. Just because there's public access doesn't mean it's a public place.
Okay. Well, the courts have disagreed with you, so I'll take their word over yours.
Actually, the courts have not disagreed with me. And what is it? Bill number 11, I think, is coming up in Florida, which is going to put your ass in a sling if it goes through.
I'm shaking. That's the same bill we defeated last year, so I'm really scared of it.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're not going to defeat it again. You're not going to get some shitty little.
Hold on, what is Bill 11? I'm not familiar with Bill 11.
Bill 11 is about to stop frauditors from basically doing what they're doing.
Well, what does it do?
It stops them from harassing police and government officials.
Oh, is that the one where they have to like stay a certain? I don't know. What is it exactly? I mean,
yeah, they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to. Hang on, I'll post it in private for you. Hang on.
All right.
All right, I remembered my second point and got my headset and everything fixed.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Rogue, you talked about wearing a pen camera. That right there shows that sometimes you're not allowed to film, but you still try to.
No, what that shows is that regardless of if you could see the camera or not, when you're in public, you have no expectation of privacy. That's what the courts have decided. The public doesn't stop at the door, doesn't stop on the sidewalk.
Yeah, but a pen cam, that's kind of suspicious in itself, isn't it?
I mean, they sell thousands of them a year, so I wouldn't assume so.
Well, I mean, billions and billions of bondage pornos sold every year.
Okay, Tim.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's perfectly
comparing
legal.
apples to oranges, right? Yeah, I know.
Okay, so if it's perfectly legal, why are we trying to say it's bad? I mean, if it was bad,
maybe it's not right.
When it's used into a building that doesn't allow photography, that is bad.
There's no building that doesn't allow photography.
Actually, yes, there is courthouses that don't allow photography unless you have a ability permit them from the courthouse. You cannot record at courtrooms or hearings or anything without the courthouse permit them.
Right.
Right, but they still allow it in there.
Send the 25,000 doofy and he's gone.
Oh, Taco
no.
And here's the thing, like, yeah, I mean, Rogue did have, I hate to do this, but Rogue does have another point. Like when you go inside a building, if it's a government-owned building, if you're in public accessible places like the lobby, that is pretty much the public. It's treated as a public. Now, it might, in some cases, there are places that are more of a limited public forum, and different things will apply to that. But once you go past a certain point in, let's say, the health department, like you go back into where, people are being, seen and people are, talking to officials and all that, you can't go back there. Rogue knows this. That's why he doesn't go back there. Now, the auditor we showed a little bit ago probably would have gone back there and it wouldn't have went well for him. But Rogue's smart enough to know he can't go back there, which is why he doesn't do that. So he does have a point. He is able to do it. What the issue is, what a lot of people are having issue with, is the morality of it. And that's where Rogue comes in and says, it's not my problem that you don't like what I'm doing. You don't like it, but it can't stop me from doing it. And a lot of people take that as a, like a, oh, well, fuck you kind of attitude, when it kind of is and it's kind of not,
I'm not saying F you to Rogue, but I'm saying I'm not trying to tell you Rogue F you or anything. I'm not trying to say that. It does really urge me the no better than privacy and public. I get that, I do, but the thing is, when people bring oh, I don't want to be recorded. Some people I heard said, well, then you shouldn't be out public. I'm sorry, but that be as a guilt. Like when that because I'm going public does not mean I condemn to being recorded by some creep that I'm using for YouTube. That does. I'm sorry, but the idea of me getting recorded, I mean, building security, I can't stand that, yes, but that having a random person that I don't know that recorded me and put me on YouTube, that definitely put me in fear because again, the person I don't want to find me. That's what I'm saying, basically.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm taking a look at the House Bill 11, and wow, it's really, really vague. I mean,
Yeah.
impeding, provoking, harassing. I mean, that's vague, and I mean, if it passes, I could see that causing a lot of problems.
Now, does the bill actually specify like actual footage or meterage? That a person has to stay away from a
I
scene
don't
or
know.
something.
I'm just opening up the PDF. Let's see.
It must be. It must be in there for it to be that big.
It says
Damn.
approaching a law enforcement officer after a warning with intent to impede, provoke, or harass. Which, bro, let's be real. A lot of auditors do harass the police.
Mm.
I mean, not just auditors, cop watchers. As used in this section, the term law enforcement, blah 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 blah. It is unlawful for any person after receiving a warning from a law enforcement officer not to approach. So Floyd can't do what Floyd does anymore. He'd be in some shit.
Oh, he will, but he'll he'll
At least in Florida. All right, so remain within 30 feet. So it's 30 feet.
30 feet. Oh,
30 feet.
Okay. So it's established now.
So interrupt.
That could go nationwide.
Look at this. Interrupt, disrupt, hinder, impede, or interfere with a law enforcement officer's ability to perform such duty. I mean, interrupt. I get disrupt, hinder, impede. That's fine.
Interrupt would be when they start yelling, you don't have to show them your license. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do, that kind of stuff.
Joe Cool, baby. What's cracking?
Joe Cool.
That's good, guys. Our fucking reunion here.
Good to see you, brother.
Same, man. Holy fuck. Where Kitty, where you been? You got my man on here. This is great.
Feels like 2020 all over again.
No, don't put out that year.
So yeah, so I don't know. If that bill, I can see why it didn't pass back last year. If it does pass this year, man, that's gonna be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
What bill is that?
Florida. House Bill 11 in Florida.
Which one is that? I don't know if is that the police rights?
It's the impeding, provoking, or harassing law enforcement officers.
Yeah, police rights.
Yeah, so you have to remain 30 feet from a police officer, which I think is reasonable in my opinion.
And keep your mouth shut.
Well, that's the problem I got a problem with.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people have the issue with it. Now, here's the thing: like my thing, when you see an officer, like let's take the George Floyd situation for what now. So if this would happen in Florida when this law passed, people saying don't do that, they could be cited and arrested and charged with that thing, even though the cops were in the wrong. I would have an issue with that.
It gets even worse. I'm in Chicago. If a cop pulls someone over and he gets a 30-feet buffer, you can't even walk down the sidewalk without being having them put a charge on you if they so choose. Everybody, they're in 30 feet every time they do a stop in Chicago. That means you'd have to create, and the public will have to know to give them some type of 30-foot buffer, which is just not possible because they're always on the sidewalks talking to people or doing their business. It would disrupt Chicago to no way.
Yeah, I would imagine like in a larger city like that, like Chicago, or like in my case, like Boston. 30 feet would be very difficult.
It would be. If they stand on a corner, no one can pass anymore.
I think what it means is that if you become a problem, then
Yeah,
you have to stay within the 30,
Yeah,
30 feet and keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, the bill is
Yeah.
that if the cop tells you to back up because you're just standing there being a looky-loo, then you have to go 30 feet. If you're just like passing by, they might say back up, sir. You can just say, hey, I'm going this way. They can tell you, well, you need to go around. Then you just go around because it's probably a situation that you don't want to be a part of anyway.
Can we agree that this is Nazi type of shit?
Oh,
I wouldn't go
try to
that
hear
far.
the Nazi stuff.
Actually, it's not. It's
I
not.
wouldn't go
Actually.
All the groans and the mouths.
Dude, no fan, but don't you dare compare that to nothing. I'm so freaking tired of people comparing that to nothing. That disrespectful
I mean,
to the
exactly.
That disrespectful to the family of people that lived through that
Yeah.
horrific event. That people are family member because of it. One of my relatives was a prisoner of war during World War II. He saw the horror of the Holocaust. And I'm sorry, but he would be livid if he saw people comparing Ramsdale to Nazi Germany. I'm sorry I'm against that, but
I understand. No, I understand, and you don't have to apologize. However, it's just a bunch of sensitive people out here, and I can't control that. If I said Jesus is a good guy, we should all be good, I might get some sensitive person talking about you comparing yourself to Jesus. He's the Almighty. I can't worry about that. In the way I was saying it is with Nazis, they created extra rules because one person break it. You can go to slavery or the 60s. If one person did something, they created all these rules to take care of everyone's rights. And in that way, that's what we're doing now. If one guy shoot somebody, take all the guns because you may shoot somebody. Some guy sets on something on fire, there's a curfew because you may set something on fire. That's the way that Nazi shit started.
Just for your information, though, that rule has actually been put in by the Supreme Court. The Florida court is just actually expanding it slightly. So you may film. They're not saying you can't film them. They're just saying that you cannot interfere. And the Supreme Court has actually said you cannot interfere. You can film, but if an officer gives you a direction, you are meant to follow that direction, which means that that's where that 10-foot rule mythology came in.
It wasn't mythology, right?
It's for one.
What happened with that?
It was for one case. It was for one case, and
there's one in our circuit that was done as well.
Joe.
What, you got to yell at me when you don't want to hear something?
Just let me finish what I'm saying.
I missed that too, Joe.
Tim, hold on. Tim,
just let me finish.
Please, let her finish.
I'm sorry.
The 10-foot rule, okay, was a judgment in that case that he was 10 foot away, which was reasonable, and it was that one case. There is no 10-foot rule. The police.
I would agree with you there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what
right. No rule has ever been established. I would agree. We use that just. Yeah.
Yeah. So the police have the right to tell you to move away. As far
I would
as
totally disagree with that. They don't get special rights.
They have the right. If you are too close, or they have the right to tell you to move at a safe distance away, or a distance they deem.
Exactly.
So
the problem is
if they tell you to go 3 cars behind, you go 3 cars behind.
Oh no, they tell you 100 feet. They tell you go to that pole on the corner. They tell you those things.
They can do that. They're if they believe that that's legal or that's a safe area for you to be, that's fine.
Well, I mean, and Joe and Morgie, it's like oftentimes, I've heard auditors tell, cops, you're not responsible for my safety or whatever. They'll use that excuse, like basically, don't worry about me, but their job is to preserve and to protect.
Supreme Court would disagree with you. Castle Rock versus somebody, Supreme Court would disagree with you. The guy tried to sue them, saying it was their job to protect me. The Supreme Court said they are not there for your safety and protection.
Oh no,
that's right. Castle Rock versus Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Yeah, but the police are not there they don't have to save you. If you're in like danger, they legally don't have to save you. If they didn't save you, they couldn't get sued because
Right.
that's not their
And
job. People have tried, and it sucks. I don't agree
I'm
with
sorry.
it, but
But
it is what it is.
hang on. The problem with that rule is, okay, it's kind of like being in the, I guess it's kind of military sort of thing. If you're a fucking idiot and you decide that you're going to put yourself in danger, then they don't have an expectation of keeping your ass safe if there's other people in danger. That's basically what that means. So if you're gonna
No, that's
yeah,
not what it means.
yes.
There's specific cases where this woman was called the police, called 911, said, "I'm being kidnapped. Police show up. They don't really see anything. They leave. She calls again. This happens 3 or 4 times. Comes to find out she dies. They try and sue the city and the police for wrongful death. The court said it is not the police's job to save somebody, and nothing happened.
Well, it's the same thing with like Parkland. Those cops that didn't go in to save those kids that were being shot, they couldn't get sued.
Yeah, the Supreme Court said it is not the police. It's not their job to protect the citizens. It's not. They're there for it's property, not.
And what year is that?
I'd have to look that up, but there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's sad.
Yeah, the Parkland shit was but a few years ago.
It is sad, but it's a fact.
Wow.
Yeah, there was that case you guys remember. I think it was in D.C. where there was that guy slashing people on the train, and there were 2 cops in the car next to him, and this one guy had to take on the slasher and ended up getting stabbed like 8 times.
Oh.
But he took the guy down, and the cops were like in the next car watching the guy get slashed.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to go. I don't.
All right, maybe.
All right, Cat Girl, have
Okay,
a good
Cat?
Oh, shit.
No, I'm not okay. Sorry, I need to go.
All right, Cat, I thought you were Nemi.
So yeah, it does suck, and I think all of us can agree that that's bullcrap. I think it should be they should be there to protect us. I mean, I think so. I think it's bullcrap, but whatever, it is what it is.
It all become that legal stuff, right? They think of well, we can't afford to have cops being sued every time someone's getting beat up and the cop doesn't intervene. They're always looking at it from a money.
Oh yeah. I totally agree. It kind of sucks, but
well, I mean, when it comes to like cities being sued and towns being sued and everything like that, isn't it really the insurance companies that are paying out?
No, it's the city.
Yeah, our budget is 50% of our city budget goes to the cops, and it's because of lawsuits and.
Well, right, they do buy insurance, like Tim's saying.
Oh, okay.
And they do buy it because they realize that they're going to violate rights. That's the whole problem. You shouldn't be out there. I wouldn't be out there buying insurance for murdering people because I don't think I'm going to be out there murdering people. So why do I need insurance? But if I'm of the mentality that I'm definitely going to be out there violating people's rights this year, I better pick up some fucking insurance.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, they can't. I mean, yeah, police shouldn't be doing that. People that are working for a government shouldn't be doing things like that. But again, we are human, and to err is human. There are bad people out there. Things are going to happen that are unfortunate. It is unfortunate, and I think they're taking it as a more of better to be prepared than to not be prepared. You know what I mean?
I want to be one of those guys, Kenny, because they have a difficult job. Nay, they have an impossible job, right? I want to be the guy out there saying, hey, let's make it easy for them and figure out ways to help these clowns. But that's so far down the road. I got to get these guys to stop being tyrants first. I need them to be public servants. I'm not going to be happy with that.
All right, so let's change subjects real quick. I don't want to stay on here too much longer.
I mean, do we have to? Because I really,
Tim. Yes, we do.
I was going to ask Joe one question.
One last question. Go.
Joe, it's been a long time since you and me have talked, brother, man.
Blame Kenny. Blame Kenny. I've been asking everybody talking about laughs and shit. I'm like, y'all ain't heard Tim laugh? Oh my God. You ain't been around, I ain't seen it.
It's like, oh, dude, I tell you what, my chin beard is whiter than yours now. The question I have, you're in Chicago, and I see on different albeit leaning right news sites, and just like general news sites as well, only because they seem to be highlighting the murders in Chicago. I mean, they're using it obviously as a political tool, for whatever reason. Okay, I mean, it's highlighting a serious problem, and you're there on the ground. You're a Geraldo Rivera, man. And was that just a ticker?
That's my buddy. Actually, that's Liberty Freak. He's working on
Oh,
his band.
I thought that was Kenny saying wrap it up.
Actually, I do have wrap up music now.
I guess we're here in a second.
Okay, so I'm
Tim
gonna
keeps going.
So I'll make this brief. So Kenny, you start to wrap it up music while I'm doing it, okay? Okay. So here I go. So anyway, Joe, how do you feel about the possibility of stop and frisk on the streets of Chicago nowadays? Actually, I don't know if it's enforced there or not. If I remember correctly, New York City got rid of it. It was a big deal. Didn't hear about it in Chicago, but
they do it all the time. People don't know that laws in Chicago. They do it all the time, and I think stop and frisk is it's more. Sorry, you got my hand on the button because I think stop and frisk is the worst thing that ever happened to us. And they do it. Everybody in Chicago thinks, I'm in Colorado. I keep wanting to say here. Everybody in Chicago thinks that if the police come up to them, they throw their hands up. Police are allowed to go in your pockets. You got to answer all these questions. I think stop and frisk enables that. And as far as them highlighting them crimes, I have a simple solution. If my neighborhood is that violent, why wouldn't you let me arm myself? Any other place where it's violent, it's logical for a man to go out and get arms and protect himself. I don't have any confidence in the fucking police that they're psychic and they're going to beat the bad guy there or some crazy shit like that. I need to be able to protect myself, me and my own people. These crimes will go down if that one crook who knows no one's allowed to have a gun pulls a gun on you, carjacks you or something like that. And in the Wendy's, he knows 10 people might have guns in there. He's got to think twice. On the streets, he wouldn't stand a chance, in my opinion.
So, these random, well, I shouldn't say random shootings. Like I said, it seems like the conservative leaning press has been, focusing on, just random shootings and stuff like that. I find it difficult to believe that they're random.
No, they're not. Most of them, even though mom's gonna be, they was such a good boy. We know when they're coming. Everyone who's on the streets knows that it's coming. This guy is hot. It's about to happen. The random shit is super rare. I'm telling you, even these good kids. He was 14 years old. He was a student. That dude was in with the ops and was talking crazy. It always fucking happens. All the ones I see there, and I see a lot just because of where I live. I don't literally see them, but every day, you hear another person got killed, and almost none of them are random. It almost never happens.
So, are you saying that, like, when you hear about when one of them gets shot, that you're not surprised?
I'm not, because I'm out there every day and I hear that this guy is arguing, this set is arguing, this gang is arguing, and you know where that shit goes. They're gonna pull up on this corner where these niggas hang out 12 deep, and they're gonna shoot somebody, this and that. You see it coming there. No, that unexpected shit, a kid get hit. We act out if it is a true accidental shooting, even if the community is up in arms. But all of these shootings that they say, 12-year-old so-and-so, 14-year-old so-and-so was a good kid, he probably was. But all of us are in gangs by the time we're fucking 12. It's a real thing.
Jeez. Yeah, but this is the same as it was in New York back in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree, right?
It's just now moved to Chicago.
It's just like
It's like
there's
Baltimore, you know. They just moved
yes,
cities. They just
yes.
moved
Baltimore
cities.
was like that. Yes, yes, that's right. They had the Bronx Zoo and shit. That's Chicago now. The police run roughshod, and the people hate them because now they're watching our vids and they're realizing, holy cow, you know, this has been going on all this time. These police don't have the godlike powers. Even the average guy on Chicago, even kids now, just cursing the police off at the top of their lungs, and I'll be feeling responsible for some of that, not in a good way. But it's crazy.
Well,
I've
how
never
do you
seen
feel
it like
about
this.
that
I
when
feel
you see like
bad. I
kids?
think I created that. Everybody talk to the police crazy. I'll be thinking I played a role in that.
Well, I mean, you know, I've seen guys, you know, treat cops way worse than you have, Joe. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I don't do it out of the blue. I'm kind and courteous until a guy, you know, yells at me or tells me something crazy.
And with you, it's not scripted. You know,
No,
you know,
no.
it's like, you know, you're just like, you know, okay, what the fuck, man?
All right, I'm gonna walk up. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Nice to see
Damn
you.
it, man.
Right.
Right?
He's see it in my emotions, man, and all of that bullshit. I
But,
don't want to hold
but you
Kenny
see
up.
kids do that now, and it's just like,
It's
you actually
real.
made a telling statement that you felt you were a part of that.
Yeah, I
So,
do.
so what do we do about that, man?
I try to be a better role model for one. You know, I try to be polite. I try to be, you know, I want everybody to have a positive opinion about me, cop, person on the street or whatever. I try to put that shit first. You know, and I want them to see, you know, my congenial side as much as if you disrespect me, I'll blow up on you side. I don't want them being bad guys. It's just, yeah, I got a lot of friends that go out there and be like, oh, I'm gonna make something happen. Meaning I'm gonna irritate this cop until, you know, he acts badly type shit. You know, I'm not of that design. I'm not.
As opposed to like, I'm gonna make something happen because like my little league team, we're going to the finals. Yes.
Right. That's how they be feeling, Joe. We got one night here. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm like, dude, having lunch. What are you doing?
All right, guys. So we're gonna move on because like I said, I don't want this to be like a 4 or 5 hour stream. I definitely got some things I gotta do. But I got one last subject I definitely wanted to talk about. All right, so now what are your guys' views on post offices? Right? Should now maybe some people don't know, but they have been losing money for like decades now. For like 50 years, the post office is losing money, and there's a call to privatize them. How do you guys feel? Should that be done? Should the post offices be privatized?
They're already privatized, but yet they do receive federal funding. In one of those
that is, but they want to fully privatize it so they can start, you know, actually.
Oh, so withhold federal funding.
Yes.
They make them profitable.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that if whatever private company came in to buy it, paid the people for all the buildings that we've built through tax dollars and paid for all the mail carrier trucks that the taxpayers have paid for. It's one thing to say privatized, and the U.S. Post Office is not privatized. It's still actually a part of the executive branch. It's an independent agency, but in no way is it privatized. Excuse me?
No, you said the executive branch?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, it's part of the executive branch. It's not part of the judicial or the legislative branch.
Yeah.
And it's an independent agency akin to the IRS, which again is not a private entity. It's an independent government agency.
Yeah. All right, so I think I could be down with that if they would, obviously whoever did it, I'd say they have to buy it, because that is the main issue with why the business is failing, because government is failing to sell some of the post offices, shut them down, get rid of trucks, get rid of employees. They're just kind of letting it sit there and die. It's like a dying dog that they refuse to go take to the vet. Essentially, what the post office has become.
Oh, that's
it
hot.
is. No, I mean seriously, it's been going on for like 50 years that they're
He's right,
losing
too.
money.
Yeah.
But give it a dignified death, for God's sake.
Well, that's what we're talking
That's
about.
what he's saying. It's limping along, and they keep putting bandages on it instead of taking them in for surgery.
Post office is not a dirty old dog, for God's sakes.
Well, listen,
just an analogy, Tim.
Pam put something in the comment. It said it doesn't receive federal funds. It is funded through the sales of stamps. Okay, so, but we have to put in context here that most of these buildings, somebody said a lot of the post offices are rented, but from somebody that goes to a lot of the post offices, I can definitely tell you these buildings were built as post offices, have never been anything but post offices, and are not rented. Okay, when it's carved in the stone above it, United States Post Office, you know, that's always been a post office. And it's easy to say, oh, well, we're funded through the sales of stamps, when every building that you're in is paid for already by the taxpayers, when all your equipment is paid for by the taxpayers. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I want to be independent now, and I'll take care of everything through the sale of stamps now that everything's already paid for. Yeah, absolutely. Buy me a store like Walmart, fill it with product. I'll take over and say I did it all through just my sales as well. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the biggest bullshit story ever. And these people that work there, they're getting federal health care and federal retirement benefits. They're with the FERS, Federal Employee Retirement System. You don't get that shit unless you work for the government. Try to get FERS retirement and see how far you get if you ain't working for the federal government. You ain't getting shit.
Morty, do you guys have like a similar system?
What?
You know, for postal work?
We've got our postal is basically franchised out now, and they do rent their premises off other people,
and they're for profit, basically.
But they basically pay for themselves. It's called Australia Post, and they basically pay for themselves. I'll tell you what, if they're not making money, there's something going on, because it cost me $72 fucking just to get a T-shirt from the US recently.
Oh,
the T-shirt only cost me $25.
You're obviously not an Amazon Prime member, are you?
No, I don't use Amazon.
So they do have they're considered a quasi government agency, right? The employees do receive the federal funds, but their day-to-day operations are funded by the stamps. And yes, the government did open up a bunch of fucking post office for them. And the reason we're not losing the post offices is because the government, for some reason, isn't interested in turning a profit, because, you know, I don't know why. They're just not, for whatever reason.
They've been losing money since 2007. They've been losing money.
They've been, and here's the thing, it's so small. Like, I was looking it up, and it's like every year it's like there's a 4% deficit. So it's not, which is why they've been able to limp along, because, you know, it's not like so big as to where they're doing it. And the reason is because, guess what? The internet now, and email. People are not sending direct mail anymore. The most.
Now that's a good point. Who uses stamps anymore?
The most money they get are from the junk mail you get. Yeah, and they don't get shit money for that. They don't get nothing from that. They're starting to do more packages, but Amazon does it, and what we have FedEx exclusive packages,
UPS.
I mean, they're competing with all of those. In order to compete in order for them to compete, they would have to be fully privatized, so they can really get down there, instead of saying, "Big Daddy government, can we do this?" It's like, no. You know what I mean? So,
and they get us out the lobby with that bullshit. If we post 7 shit, they'd get rid of us.
And that's why I want it to pass.
You had to throw that in.
Right.
Here's the thing, is I know Anselmo, he won't know about that. He'll go into a post office one day, like, isn't this public? No, this is private. What? I'm waiting for that video. It's gonna be hilarious if they have.
Yeah, and he's gonna spend 40 minutes telling them how wrong they are.
And he's wrong.
Right.
Listen,
and calling each one of them bro. Hey,
part of
bro,
the
man.
reason,
Hey, bro,
yeah,
man.
part of
You know, a bro, man. Bro. What the
Go
hell
ahead,
is
Red.
Joe doing?
Go ahead, Red.
The sun's coming down out here in Colorado. It's gorgeous too. Let me take you out.
Oh, good old Colorado in the
Hold on,
wintertime.
Tim. Road's going to say something. Go
well,
ahead, Road.
you know, part of the reason that the post office is doing so bad is because of their pension system. Because you know what's happening, and
Yeah.
it's not just with the post office; it's with a lot of government entities, all the way down to local. But you're promising people more money in retirement than they were making when they were actually being productive.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
Right.
so this is an unsustainable system. I mean, why
It
would I
is.
make $50,000 when I'm actually working, and then you know, in the last couple of years of my retirement, make $80,000 a year? I mean, these promises that they're making the people.
Yeah.
First of all, they're ridiculous. I don't know who's buying it. I mean, I it sounds good, and I'd love it if it was true. You know what I mean? But at some point, people got to wake up and be like, wait a minute, this is unsustainable. You know, we can't be doing this. We can't offer this guy more money when
Right.
he's sitting on his keister.
It's not actually. It works. It works actually quite well because we have the same system.
Well,
Doesn't work over here.
no, it doesn't sound
What
good.
happens? What happens is that it goes up every year. So we put in a certain amount, and the government or the employer puts in a certain amount, and that's how it goes. And then every year that you are with that company, you pay a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. You can go up to 10%. You can put in your own 10%, and then the government will match that 10%, I think, with 12 to 15%. So
Yeah,
it goes up and it goes up and it goes up.
the government
So-
offers government employees ridiculous packages when they retire here.
No,
Ridiculous.
this is well, yeah, we don't get ridiculous. We've got to put in as well, and the employer actually matches what we put in.
We got
And
regular
with a little bit
cops
more.
making $250,000. Regular cops.
Yeah, but
It's
you've got to remember that they've got bonuses and overtime and all that kind of stuff as well.
Well,
You know,
right.
and then-
That's how they do it. They pad their retirement by working overtime those last 3 years, so that their pension is padded because it's an average of like the last 5 years. So they'll work extra overtime.
But that's how it goes on. That's how it goes on any shift work.
Right. And
Okay,
but
how
dare
it
I?
works, hang on, Timmy,
Yeah,
hang on.
okay.
What happens? What usually happens is you're paid out at whatever the highest amount was. Your overtime actually doesn't come into it. It's actually the highest amount that you made when you were working on shift. So that's how it works. The overtime, you can't actually pad it with overtime. You can only do it. You can only do it on your shift, your actual base, just the salary that you got.
Okay. Yeah. And what I was going to say too is, when they're dealing with all these different retirement packages, you know, and actually it's not just federal government, but just private sector as well. I mean, you know, I don't mean to be the black gloom and doom over the room, but people weren't expected to live as long as we do now. You know,
That's true. Yeah.
And a lot of those guidelines were made up, retirement age 65, because like everybody, Joe Biden's in the Senate saying like, this guy would be lucky if he sees 67. So
Right.
win, right? So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be crass on that one. But I think that's also important to realize too, and also the fact that a lot of people are, and I don't know how this happened, but a lot of postal employees, especially, and cops too, they can retire early.
Yeah.
So and the fact that we're actually living longer, I think
I'm Googling it. I believe 100 years ago, our life expectancy was 50 years old. I'm Googling it.
Yeah, it was
Holy
something like
shit!
that. It was pretty low. It was pretty low. All right, so the reason I brought this up is because I don't know, there is a bill on the Senate floor right now that is looking to reform the post office. It's called the Postal Service Reform Act, and what it's doing is it would require retired postal employees to enroll in Medicare when eligible, while dropping a previous mandate that forced the agency to cover its healthcare costs years in advance. These two measures would save the USPS nearly $50 billion over the next decade, according to the House Oversight Committee. It would also require the USPS to create an online dashboard with local and national delivery time data, which would be cool. So they're trying to get it to save money, but in the meanwhile, there's other people that are saying just let it die, and people are saying let it die, and there's other people that are calling for it to be privatized.
Well,
I
they
mean,
can't. They can't let it die.
I could deliver the mail in my neighborhood for $20 a week if you want. No biggie, an hour a day. That's it.
I mean, do you even need the mail anymore? I mean, with UPS and FedEx and email, do you really need the UPS? I
That's
mean,
a big problem.
You really don't, because I mean, you can use there's electronic signatures, and you can even have a phone signature. I mean, yeah.
I don't know what I use it for. Last time I went was because they supposedly had a money order program that it didn't charge as long as you went post office to post office, and they couldn't even, they let me buy them here in Colorado. And then when I sent the money orders to Chicago, they didn't even have the money to cover them. I went to 3 different post offices. It was a big old mess.
Whoa.
So they're not good at the only service I needed them for.
And Kenny, let me clarify something about these pensions and stuff. It's not so much how they're structured, okay, but when you start looking into these government pensions, specifically, I'm not quite up to date on private pensions, but most of them are underfunded, okay, with CalPERS out in California being the most egregious. I believe it's like 70 to 80% underfunded. And so what this translates into, there's a story I love to use, was that there was a fire chief in a city in Alabama, and he had worked his whole life, 30 years for the city as a fireman, and he retired. And because the city was having budget problems, one of the first things to go was his pension. So this gentleman that had dedicated his life to working for the citizens of the city ended up freezing to death in his apartment because he couldn't afford heat, because when it comes down to it, the government is not going to choose its operational costs over your pension.
Oh, absolutely.
Hang on. That doesn't sound right. I mean, your pension would be in a pension fund, so it would have been. So they would have had a. They would have had some kind of pension funding.
They would have been using that shit for buy stocks and losing those people money for years.
So it would be the fund. They'd have to sue the fund to get the money back. It wouldn't have been the government. It would have been the fund that they had.
Well, look at it this way. If, like you said, Morgan, you're putting in 10% a year, right?
Yep.
Okay, and the government, you said, is putting in what, 12 to 15% a year?
Yep. Or
okay.
my employer is, yeah.
Okay, so what if all those years, let's say 30 years, you were putting in that 10%, and the government wasn't actually putting in anything? Whose fault is it then? Is it the funds?
You sue the, but they can't do that. It's actually you actually get sued. You actually get sued for it.
Well, the government's got sovereign immunity. You can't really sue them here.
Well, you can. That's the thing. That money has to go in. It's under law. It has to go in. So if you don't put it in, then then they can sue you.
Our pension system is estimated for a collapse soon.
Well, hold on. So how do you explain all the underfunded pensions here in America? Everybody knows about them. It's not a secret.
Well, because you haven't got it regulated properly. That's your problem. You know. It's like the hedge. I mean, it's like the hedge funds, isn't it?
It is.
Who would regulate that? Who would regulate that?
You've got to get laws put in place. I don't know who regulates it.
So the government would have to write laws to regulate itself.
Itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
It does, but it doesn't. Jesus.
But hang on. The pension. You have independent pension funds, though, don't you?
Do you have what?
You have independent pension superannuation funds, that kind of thing.
I'm not sure what the government. Yeah, I'm not sure what the government invests in, or what the government's pension plans are for, let's say, the health department workers. I'm not sure if they go with Charles Schwab or Morgan Lynch or whatever investment products.
I used to love those commercials, the Charles Schwab commercials.
Tim.
Yeah, it's just
enough of the side stories.
See, I missed that, Kenny.
Yeah, it's a known fact that these pensions are underfunded. I mean, you could do a 30-second search and you'll find out. Like I said, CalPERS out in California is the worst, and they acknowledge being like 70% underfunded. 70%. How does it get that bad? If the government is watching this stuff, because it's part of it, right? The government is the one doing this. This is CalPERS. This is teachers and firefighters. I mean, this is government, right? This is their pension.
Who's
underfunded?
Tim, hang on. But who's paying? What's in line? I mean, what's that? I mean, you've got to look at who's actually paying it. Is it the California Teachers Federation pay the bills? Is it their local government pays the bills? Yeah. Is it their local section paying the bills? Who's responsible for paying that in the first place? Is it?
I would imagine the state. I mean,
okay, so it's a state, or I mean, I don't know how it works there. I've got no idea how it works there. So you've got
works
a state.
Badly.
You've got to. So it's up to the state. It's not up to the federal government. I mean, you've got to work it out. I mean, you've got to work out who's doing what and how it's being done. I mean, it seems that you've got a load of people who are doing the one thing. You need one thing saying that, right, you put in 5%, we will match it, or we will, anything you put in, we will give you, we will see 15% or 10% on top of that. Okay, so that's and that seems to be your problem, is that you haven't got a standard. There isn't a standard, a national standard for it, and that's what you need to have a look at and get a national standard put in for that. Because if you're putting in and then your employer is putting in, and it's a national standard, then you've got then you'll have the grounds to sue if it shows up. I mean, I got a notice recently that we're underfunded, but a lot of that happened because we work shift, and the shift one of the biggest problems that we had when I first started was that the shift penalties didn't come in until 6 weeks after we put them in. So there was a lot of problems with that because
so there was no salary.
No, we had a salary, but if you did overtime and things like that,
okay.
And shift penalties and things like that, they didn't show up till 6 weeks after you'd actually done that shift because it all had to be hand done. So there's that problem. So what happened with us? Hang on. What happened with us? Of course, everything went online, so it's a lot easier to track now. But we have a system here where you put in a certain amount of money. You have to put in a certain amount of money. It's automatically deducted. And your employer has to pay in, but there are industry super funds that do that, and that super fund fucks you over. The government actually guarantees that you'll end up getting it.
Okay, so with the USPS thing, it brings up another thing. Like if the post office is not even willing to sell buildings and trucks and all this property they have to kind of help churn the profit for the USPS, right? Then what are they going to do with all these state buildings right now that are sitting empty for what, almost 2 years now, because they're not allowing state workers to go back to work? I don't know about you guys in your state, but there's so many state buildings that are sitting empty, but they're still having to pay, but they still have to pay for them. I mean, what are they going to do with all of that? I mean, there's a bunch of real estate that the state has, and now it's just, sitting because, of the pandemic.
Right. Well, honestly, Kenny, from what I understand, and remember, when the post office got a bailout, the last time and everything, they had to sell a lot of their properties. Okay. And what they would end up doing is renting them back from whoever bought them, you know. So, technically it wasn't their properties, but I know it's like that around here where I am.
So you think that? So you think the state is going to sell some of their skyscraper, their big state buildings, and rent them out, or do you think they'll just sell them and keep the state workers working from home?
I mean, that's the whole thing, though. That what we're trying to determine is the post office part of the government, or are they just a private entity? Right?
It is part of the government.
Okay, then
quasi.
Yeah. I mean, I'll agree to that. How about you, Rogue?
Yeah, I mean, definitely quasi.
Okay, better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
We're all on the same page here.
No, but what do you guys think about what are, I mean, well, for Rogue, we're in Florida. Are state workers going back to work, or are most of them working from home still?
A lot of our state workers are back. I mean, we're pretty much open for business. I see very few buildings closed, but even more so to the point, a lot of the buildings that I do go in, Kenny, are half filled. The government offices are half filled, and I always thought what a great idea it would be to offer up this extra space in these state buildings to citizens who are entrepreneurs, to try to give them a leg up in business.
That's a good
Interesting.
idea. That's a good
idea.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean, if this and the same thing goes, when the state or when my local municipality does beautification, parks and recreation, they plant flowers and stuff like that. I was always thinking it would be much better to plant stuff that's edible, like a blackberry bush or something to the government's there to enrich citizens' lives, and we're missing the mark in so many measures that it boggles my mind.
Well, your main problem now is going to be to see what happens with what the long-term results of the pandemic is going to be. I think you're going to find a lot more people will be running their businesses online instead of in person. I mean, you look at the amount of businesses that have closed. Even here, you go up and down the street, and the only thing that you really see these days are restaurants and the odd store here and there, but almost everything else now is online. So there's going to be a lot of empty buildings around the place because those a lot of people have just either decided that's enough, or I can do this online. I can do it from home. I can spend time from home. So you're going to have to see what's going on. I mean, to be perfectly honest, knock down some of those buildings and put up parks and stuff like that. If you want to enrich the life, put in allotments so you can have city farms and things like that. If you want to do that kind of thing, if these buildings aren't going to be used, put them, bulldoze them, and put back green spaces that the government can use.
Yeah. So what about Tim and your state? Are state workers back to work, or are a lot of them still working from home? Oh my God, Tim's actually not paying attention. Surprising.
Well,
Shocking.
no, actually, I thought I could get away with taking a really quick whiz, but it turned out longer than I thought. I'm sorry.
All right.
Hey, at least I'm honest.
All right.
And thank you
So-
for thank you for muting when you were pissing in your bottle. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, for real.
Well, no, I don't bring my phone. I don't bring my cell.
Okay,
I still
to
have
the
a
question.
landline.
To the
I don't-
question. To the
Oh.
question.
What was the question again?
Your and your state, are state workers back to work, or are they, a lot of them still working from home?
I honestly, from what I can tell, and I hate to say it without definitive proof, except from talking to just different people, they're actually getting paid more to stay at home.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
And it's become a problem, and especially now, it's affecting up here in the Boston area. We have a very serious medical thing up here. I mean, probably best in the nation, if not the world. And so we need these people to come back. I mean, you can't do lab research from home. You have to be on the job.
Oh no,
Okay.
it depends. What if you're like Batman or Bruce Wayne? You can do it from home. Just saying.
Well, this is true. But the last time I checked, and I literally I just looked as we would think talking here. Over the last 120 years, there's never been anyone named Bruce Wayne on the WHO board of directors. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
And in Rogue, by the way, in case I don't get a chance to say it to you before Kenny kicks me out or something like that, as he's wanting to do. It's always nice to talk to you, and I wonder sometimes, like some of the videos that I see that I comment on, and it says Rogue and stuff, and it's like, because you come up with names like Majorly Awesome and stuff. It's like I don't know your actual screen name and stuff like that. And I just hope that whenever I make comments and stuff like that, on videos and everything, that people just post and everything like that. If you've been involved, I mean, I'm talking from the truth, and but being able to talk to you though makes things a lot easier. And honestly, I don't think a lot of these people who are named quote unquote rogue whatever are you, so, but I'm just throwing that out there. And if I did call you a dick in one of your videos, it's probably because you were being a dick. So
yeah, I probably deserve it.
But it's cool
I
that
could
we're able
definitely
to
be a
talk.
dick. I could be a dick, Tim, but the great thing about America is that even dicks have rights. So that's nice.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very
Ask John Wayne Bobbitt.
Right?
Whoa. Am I showing my age there or what? Whoa.
No, I got you on that one too.
Tough
I think
crowd.
I think all of us are old enough to remember that.
The Long Island Lolita.
Oh my God, Amy Fisher. Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, that was a mess.
All right, guys. This really has been a whole lot of fun, but I'm gonna have to get going. So, Tim, you got anything last minute to say before we go? Quickly.
He's already got his hand on the button for wrap it up. Dude, it is like, it feels like forever since I've been up on panel with you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back, and you know, you got to shoot for one panel a week. You
I'm
know,
gonna
I
try to do
mean,
that again.
you know, even like, you know, don't even focus as much on like, you know, creating your own videos and stuff. Well, focus on the chat because we always have a blast and everybody is welcome, you know, and I think Morgie and Rogue will attest to that. Am I right, Rogue?
Yes, sir.
I hand it off to you, my brother. Like the befallen Chris Cuomo to the soon to be fallen Don Lemon. I love you, brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rogue, you got anything last?
I'm more like Philo Beto, though.
Anything
Any
last
which
minute to
way
say,
but
Rogue?
loose.
Okay, Tim, you got it.
Shh. Okay.
Rogue, you got anything last minute to say, sir?
No, just good seeing you on panel, Kenny. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem.
I got to get out, but thanks everybody. Always a pleasure.
Morgie.
Thank you, man.
Just wanted to say welcome back, and all the hi to all the folks in chat that I haven't seen, especially Michael Bowman, who I thought had disappeared off the face of the planet.
I know.
I'm very glad to see that he's well and he's back here and commenting, because I thought something horrible had happened to him. So just wanted to say thank you, Mr. Squirrel, for the squirrel lives matter.
Yes.
Are you talking about Carl? No.
Talking about Carl, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me and having. This was a whole lot of fun. I do plan on doing these again about once a week. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
And I hope you enjoy the content I've been creating. And make sure to say something in the comments. Let me know what you want to see, things like that, and we'll make it happen. Thank you, Tim Berry. Thank you, Morgie, Rogue, Joe Cole, everybody that's been in chat. Thank you, May, for being there to help with the moderating and stuff. All right, guys. Thank you.
She kicks butt over there on the chat.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I should have another video Monday. All right, guys.
Thanks a lot, Kenny. You take care of yourself, brother. And you too, more. Yeah, right?
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kenny. Nice to see you back.
Okay.
Take care.
Can't
Bye.
believe you two took that raving lunatic seriously. What do you think this is?